Gentlemen, welcome to the show this evening.
Hey,
I think you're talking to the wrong people.
yeah.
We got Patreon guest Bill Skinner on the line with us.
Or just a person.
Just the human being.
You see me as money. That's all you see.
Your $5 certainly helps out.
Yeah.
Your $5 is what brings you, what keeps you here,
Your
Bill.
producer on the show is what you are.
It's coffee.
Executive producer role.
Executive producer Bill Skinner. That's right.
Welcome to the show, Bill.
I want to go back to what we were just talking about
Thank you.
because I think it might lead to something fun.
Yeah.
In our age, I'm probably the youngest, but we're all more or less within the same 20 years of each other, right?
Yeah.
20, I guess, maybe.
Hell, what year are you?
69.
What year are
Best
you?
year.
You're 69 years old?
Jesus Christ.
84.
So yeah, we're within
84, Jesus, wow.
what? How many years?
I was banging chicks by then.
69 to
My
84 is
point-
what? 15 years?
Yeah.
We're within 15
My
years.
point of
math.
bringing this up is
Good job.
what do we do for R&R? What is like the old man thing that we do? Like you mentioned, you go sit in a park, Bill.
He walks.
No, I walk. I walk like 5 miles, 6 miles
You
a
go sit in
morning.
a park.
He feeds
I
birds.
walk for 5 miles every morning.
He sits there with bread.
And I listen to your shitty podcast.
Slowly, the life drains out of him.
So
as
let me
he
ask-
listens to us. He throws bread.
So when you go on a
You
walk,
put me into an
do you-
astral plane.
When you go on a walk in your regular route, is there certain spots in that route where you're like, man, Crude Rude Dude said something funny on the podcast, and I was standing right here like 4 weeks ago.
yeah, do you think about that?
That kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
You're like, Adam made that great joke.
Sure.
Yeah?
To a patronizer, yes.
I don't
All
want-
the
No,
time.
you're a Patreon.
You're patronizing
Yeah,
him.
I'm patronizing you. Patronizing you.
All right, so you feed the ducks in the park. What do you do, Adam?
What do you mean?
Like, what is your thing to? We're taking out drugs and alcohol. Cause
Oh, it's okay.
Like, what
Oh,
is,
I do those too, though.
What is? Yeah,
Yeah.
obviously. But what is your like old man like stare into space relaxation thing you do?
I sit on the porch and I smoke cigars and I watch the squirrels.
There's a lot of wildlife out where I am.
There's a lot of squirrel drama
raccoons,
in my front yard.
skunks.
Yeah.
There's something
Coyotes.
about tapping in that like primordial form of entertainment, right?
Well, I mean that, or I
Yeah.
just, or
What
I
do
play
people-
video
It
games.
takes you back. It gives you one with the world.
it's like kind of like stargazing.
It's all grass and trees and animals.
It's kind of like
and shit.
Stargate with Kurt Russell.
It's like
whose birthday
Stargate
it is
with His
today.
birthday.
Yeah.
God bless Kurt Russell. You
It's
know,
more
I
like
like to.
Overboard, really.
St. Russell's Day.
I like to go outside and get a cocktail and watch the sprinklers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like after you mowed the lawn.
Do you have the one that, or do you have the fountain?
No, it's a built-in thing.
Oh, he's got the rich man one.
But the
yeah.
that is a very relaxing sound.
Yeah.
They used to do one like a CD that helps you sleep. That's just that.
It should be one of those.
You know the
noises.
way that old water sprinklers were designed. There's like nothing else that looked like those things. Like if you saw the one that had like
Yeah, what
the
is that
arm over
mechanism called?
it, water sprinklerism.
Yeah, it's just a sprinkler.
It's an engineering term.
Yeah. I think that's what it is. But the one with the little thing on the top that would spin around and make the little chick noise. Like what else in life looks like that?
We're covering a lot of ground. In the
Yeah,
Not For
we're
Everyone
going all over the
podcast.
place here.
Who brought this up?
You did.
I'm just saying.
now.
No, I was
yeah,
talking about how I like to
yeah.
watch the sprinklers. Now we're talking about fucking landscaping over here.
Yeah, you know, I run a business. I don't. I
You don't run a
really
business.
Don't
You're
run a
gonna call
business.
that the cold open, I guess.
Sure.
Is that a cold open?
Yeah,
Is that what that was?
that's how that works.
Oh.
Thrill me. You know, there's gorillas in these woods.
Mortis, what's that?
It's all on the reflexes.
Chicken's good. I like chicken.
I'd buy that for $1.
Die in the wind.
Die in the wind.
Oh, wait. Was she a great big fat person?
I drink your milkshake.
Carpet Day!
You make me want to be a better man.
I'm running this monkey farm now, Frankenstein, and I want to know what the fuck you're doing with my time!
See you at the party, Richter!
Yeah, we just talk and he's like, okay, there it is. We cut it up there.
Little peek behind the veil.
how things work at the
I'm
NFB.
old and you're not as old.
Yeah, right. So I love how like later in the show we're gonna have like, oh look, there's Bill at the door
Yeah.
after all this.
For those of you in the future, we already recorded the segment on Dr. Strangelove.
Is this one
which
going
the
before or after?
This is before.
Which is the movie
okay.
we'll be covering later on in the evening that we've already covered in real time.
Oh.
Why you're killing the illusion. But it's
You're the one that brought it up.
You're right. I killed the illusion.
You brought it up.
I started the illusion killing.
I'll bring the illusion back.
You're listening to the Not For Everyone podcast.
I'm a time traveler.
Don't ever fucking interrupt the intro.
Okay, then stop interrupting me.
Shit.
Take it away.
Take it away. Take what away? Oh, so today on the
This-
podcast, we have a battle royale
Do we?
Do we?
with cheese. No, we're not going to do that today. We'll do that at a later date. That's a teaser. That's what we call a teaser.
That's a
So
teaser.
if you're with us today, if you just come back from the commercial break, we are Not For Everyone podcast. We're here with...
We are.
We are.
No, not anymore. You gave me the intro.
You told me he was an executive
Yeah, that is
producer,
right.
bro. You
That's right.
told him that.
So we got
All right.
Slobby Nobby Bobby, Ham Hock Moon Boy.
What the fuck? I like that. That's what I call my kid.
I was very
Ham Hock Moon Boy.
Sometimes I like to get.
He is your sidekick.
Sometimes I like to get very stoned and think of new nicknames for you. Here's one I came up with the other night.
Here we go.
Let's hear it.
The Fairy God Motherfucker.
The fairy god motherfucker. That's pretty funny.
Adam likes it.
I mean, if it had
Bill's
little wings.
indifferent. I was very stoned.
Imagine little wings. What was the one that Cameron said the other day? The Viceroy of Vulgar.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good
Viceroy
one.
of Vulgarity.
I like anything that uses those types of terms, like
Baron of
Viceroy.
Blasphemy.
And
Yeah.
I always say
Viceroy of
I'm
Vulgar.
William Washington Skinner Esquire.
You know what I
Yeah,
like is
yeah. Bill S.
is
Preston,
like
Esquire.
terms you tell your son when they're being a good job, like great job, sport or
Yeah.
chief.
Yeah.
Champ.
I want to
Buddy.
throw in like
Buddy.
like, hey, nice work, prospector. Just name an obscure occupation from the
for sure.
1800s.
Yeah,
Good job, cartographer.
yeah.
It's good.
Good job, Chinaman.
Okay.
Wow.
Wait, no, that wasn't a profession. I mean,
Railroad work.
Yeah, back in the 1800s, when you were talking about a Chinaman, you were actually referring to a railroad worker.
almost lost a $100 hand card.
For the folks at home, Adam's not being racist because he did do air quotes when he said Chinaman.
Thank you for pointing
And
that
I
out.
also
to the
did that
listening
just
audience.
now.
oh yeah. Wait,
Bill,
there's
on
a
the
lot
other
of air
hand-
quotes. You just don't see
Anytime
them.
we say anything offensive,
Yeah, right.
There's imagine
just
air
air
quotes
quotes.
around what we just said
If
because
it's misogynistic, right?
it's all air quotes, people. It's all air quotes.
right.
It's
Non-abled,
You can't say-
non-abled people, something like that.
Okay. Now it's just getting gross and not funny.
air quotes.
Air quotes. Just kidding.
So moving on.
So yeah, we got Bill here tonight.
We got Bill.
Correct.
Bill just butchered the intro. I mean, hey, you did it better than Bobby does.
Bill the Butcher?
And he does it every time. Bill the Butcher. You know, I was just thinking about Daniel Day-Lewis because we were talking about Abraham Lincoln's balls or
Because you
something.
hurt your left foot.
Yeah. No, that was something different. So,
Gen X joke.
Oh, is that old?
That's a Gen X joke.
what is?
A my left foot reference.
No, when I hit you over the head with that bowling pin.
The bowling pin.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh,
There will
yeah.
be blood.
Yeah. So,
I drink your milkshake.
there's a lot of movies that Daniel Day-Lewis is in, and he just
Bastard in a basket.
similar to like the movie that we watched, and we're going to speak of later.
Later.
Daniel Day-Lewis in the movies that he's in, I know it's not him in the same movie over and over, but he seems like a completely different human being.
Oh yeah, he's a
a
character
notorious
actor.
method
yeah, he's a
actor.
method actor for sure.
Like when you watch Last of the Mohicans and you watch Gangs of New York, like they don't even seem like the same human being plays those two characters.
Yeah, I was listening to an interview that somebody that was co-starring with him in Lincoln.
Yeah.
and they made him. He made everybody, crew, everybody,
Call him Abe.
all day. Call him Mr. Lincoln
Mr.
Yeah.
or
Lincoln.
President Lincoln.
Wow.
He is
Yeah.
arguably the best of all time, I think, and because of just that. And he will.
He's the boat.
He's the goat.
Best of all time would be boat.
Okay. Yeah. Greatest of all time.
Be goat. He's the goat boat.
You know who else would stay in character for months on end?
Brett the Hitman Hart.
Probably.
Roddy Piper.
Paul Rubens, Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
kept in character even watching Nurse Nancy.
Yeah. He's like jerking off.
Is that the movie that he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You know the movie that Pee Wee Herman was caught jerking off in.
Yes.
I want to watch that and jerk off to it.
Go ahead.
And go,
You feel one.
You like to
One
expand
with-
your
one with
horizons.
Rubens.
yeah, one with the Pee Wee. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, in more ways than one. huh?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Old Pee Wee Moon Man.
Now I feel insecure about my penis size just because of the Pee Wee jerking, you know?
Oh, come on now.
It's a joke.
Well, let's go hang out at the basement of the Alamo. We're
I
good.
thought it was a good joke. And it wasn't.
Now
the
you
best
sound
joke.
like me, Adam.
What?
Trying to defend yourself.
All right. So what are we doing here?
I don't fucking know. Ask Bobby. He's captaining the ship.
Okay, I relinquish command.
Thank you. Thank you, Lieutenant.
You're supposed to say, I accept command.
I accept command.
There you go.
And we're back.
Your Majesty.
We're back on, boys.
So
Change
yeah, we
command.
got special guest Bill with us tonight. We're going to go to movie recap real quick before we get into
Yes.
the movie.
We're gonna start recapping some movies.
Guests go first.
Guests
What
go
have you
first.
Is that how
Bill.
it
Now
works?
here's
That's
the
how it
here's the
works?
deal. You can't just name a movie you like. It's got to be something you watched relatively recently.
Well, I
I've had
know.
to explain this before to other people.
Okay, well, I'm not other people.
He's actually listens to all the episodes.
Okay.
He's the
So-
guy that gets on me whenever like you're pussyfooting around. We don't record an episode for a month. It's him.
Right.
It's harassing me every day.
Right. Not every day, but
Oh, that's flattering.
That's-
That's actually very
that's-
sweet.
Bi-weekly.
that's overkill. But yes.
What'd you watch, Bill?
So I want to bring a movie to somebody's attention because it's so good, and I don't think enough people are talking about it. And I watched it recently, and I turned you onto it. Deathstream.
Deadstream.
What
Shudder.
year are we
It's on
talking about?
Shudder. 2022.
Oh, it's a
2022.
new one.
Yeah, it's new.
Relatively new. Very new.
So everything in the build up in the if you were to like describe this on IMDb, I would not want to watch this movie. Like
Right.
everything about it, everything the lead in is all awful. Like the guy's a YouTuber.
Ugh.
Right, exactly.
Right.
I'm gonna
And
live
everything-
stream. I'm gonna live stream, and I'm gonna go crazy.
I hate this already.
Oh, right, exactly, exactly, and it is great.
It's fantastic.
It's great. And
So
if
what-
you
I mean,
like,
what's the
you're
premise?
watching The Evil Dead. The premise is that he's trying to get his credibility back. He did something bad. I can't remember even what
he
it
did
was.
something bad that
Like on his
He got
stream?
canceled.
yeah,
on his
yeah.
stream.
He got like
Interesting,
knocked
okay.
down a couple pegs.
Right. So he's coming back to come on strong, and he's doing challenges, and
He's
so
like
he's
a PewDiePie type.
yeah, something
Sure,
like that. And
sure.
I don't even know who that is. But anyway, regardless, he's locking himself in this renowned haunted house, and he's making it a point to make it as
Because
serious as he
he's
can.
a silly YouTube douchebag that's in a haunted house.
And he sets up all the cameras, so all the stage is set, and it's perfect, and it goes bonkers, and it's wonderful.
It's very well done, and like you know,
It's cheap. It reminds me of
Evil Dead.
the original Evil Dead.
Interesting.
It's like
that's
that.
a bold fucking
Oh
claim.
yeah,
That's
but,
a compliment
but
there.
I think there's plenty of nods to Evil Dead.
Yeah, I mean,
Throughout it.
they let you know, like,
Yeah.
okay, we know
we
we've seen
love
Evil
Sam
Dead.
Raimi.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure. But it's great.
it's
It is-
the way it uses
very
the
entertaining.
cameras and the whole setup with like a streamer with his cameras and different stuff. Like it really uses it for
Let me ask you
interesting,
this.
creative.
I'll tell you this.
kills and stuff.
A guilty pleasure of mine. Granted, I don't believe in guilty pleasures. I like a lot of the Paranormal Activity movies.
Yeah.
Is it a lot of those like stationary shots from like cameras
Yes,
that he
yeah,
sets up
yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that?
So you'll see stuff walking in front of a camera
Right.
from a different angle, and he doesn't realize.
kinda-
it
and it'll
himself.
like switch
I have
like
a soft
GoPro
spot
of
for
him.
that kind of shit.
But this one's done really well.
Nice.
It is. He bugged me about it to watch it, and it was definitely a lot better than I would have thought it was from looking at it.
Yeah,
Right,
I mean,
exactly.
the modern horror market is so accessible and so flooded. Not necessarily that's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's hard to find the real gems in there. And this sounds
Right,
like one of them.
and taking some of this stuff like today's culture and making it horror and making something good out of it and being creative with it. They did it.
Yeah.
And paying
Yeah, because
homage to
I've
the
said it
people they
before.
love,
I
too.
fucking can't stand like horror movies where like a webcam is a big part of the.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
And the same way with found footage.
there
you
was
know,
some
but-
slasher that was on like a Zoom call or something a
Yeah,
few years
yeah,
ago. I was like, this
yeah.
is fucking terrible. I can't
Right.
do it.
Yep. So anyway, watch it. It's good. It's free. It's on Shudder. If you have Shudder, it's free.
What's it called again?
Deathstream.
Dead.
Oh, like
Deadstream? Is it
Dead
Deadstream?
Stream.
I'm
instead
sorry.
of
I
live
was-
stream.
Instead of
Dead
live
Stream.
stream, it's dead stream.
Deadstream.
Clever.
Dead stream.
Deadstream.
It's like Mad Magazine joke.
It's great. It's good.
I like it.
Watch
I like
it.
the sound of it. Adam, what do you got?
Oh, it's my turn. Okay. So I watched this movie.
Oh, your voice
Damn,
just a
dude.
little bit, man.
I watched this movie.
You're really loud.
Yeah, you were really
For
loud.
fuck, shut the fuck up, both of you.
My wife is sleeping and I
You
can
know,
hear
we're
it really
telling
loud
you.
on my headphones. I'm not trying to make you mad. I'm just telling
You're
you.
making me really mad.
Turn your fucking volume down, please.
And you're not helping.
Channel that anger.
Shut the fuck up.
Thanks for taking
So I
my
watched this
side.
movie. It's on HBO right now. It's called Don't Worry, Darling. And I heard about it. I'd seen the previews of it. It's got that Frances Pugh girl.
Florence Pugh.
Yeah, the one from
Mad Men.
Midsummer.
Mad Men.
Oh, yeah.
Midsummer chick, and she
Yeah.
was also in that Black Widow movie. That
In Mad Men.
Yeah. The sister.
she was in Mad Men.
She's the John Draper's daughter in Mad Men.
Oh, yeah, she was.
Yeah.
Was she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
I don't really think she's that attractive.
Huh?
She looks kind of like a pit bull.
Okay.
If like they
she was in the
combined pit bull with
the
human DNA.
Redcoat's daughter or whatever. The
Yeah. And that was a good movie.
what's that movie called?
Blackcoat's
Blackcoat's
daughter?
daughter.
She
Yeah.
wasn't in that, was she?
Yeah.
I'm the Redcoat's daughter. That's what that movie is.
Yeah.
Anywho,
That's the Paul Ruger movie.
so what this movie's about? It's like it seems like it's a Stepford Wives setup. It's like perfect 50s community, like a created community out in the desert somewhere. And there's the husbands and the wives, and every day the husbands leave, and they leave like their Edward Scissorhands style houses, and all leave at once. And the cast is good. It's like Nick Kroll's in it, but it also has that Harry Styles douche, and it has the guy who played Captain Kirk in the new Star Trek movies.
Okay.
Oh, Pine?
Yeah, Chris Pine.
Yeah, Shatner.
So, so there's all these wives. It's directed by Olivia Wilde, and I'll tell you what, Olivia Wilde is smoking hot, and she's in this movie, and she's getting up there in
She's
age.
a talented director too.
And she's a beautiful woman. Well, she directed this film, and there's a lot of like really cool, creepy stuff. Like throughout the movie, you're thinking, what is it that's going on? Like, what is it that's going on, right? And there's a lot of that. And then you get to the end, and you find out what is going on, and it's fucking stupid. They just did like these end twists where I was like, really? That's what the fucking whole thing was the whole time?
It sounds equally as great as Bill's recommendation because Bill liked his and I respect his recommendation, and you hated yours, so I want to watch it.
You fucking watch it. It's stupid. It's fucking stupid. I mean, it was okay. It was okay. Like,
It was okay.
but when you get to the end and you find out
When you
what
say
it was,
it's fucking stupid and then say it's okay, then
Which one is it, homeboy?
yeah,
I wouldn't watch it again.
Okay.
I'll tell you
A
that
lot
much.
of good movies I wouldn't watch again.
I would watch Deadstream again.
I won't watch it again either, and I haven't even watched it once.
Yeah, you wouldn't watch the first time. I don't know. I mean, there's like some cool suburbia. Like it could have been better. It could have been better if it had been straight up Stepford Wives, or if it hadn't been what stupid fucking twist they threw in at the end because they felt like they needed to throw in a stupid
If you
twist.
can't say it, we need to move on.
Do you want me to say what the twist is?
No.
Okay, it's dumb.
We just
Yeah,
need to move on.
don't spoil it for everybody that's going to watch it after that great review.
It's fucking stupid. Watch it and tell me what you think.
Yeah.
It's on HBO. I don't give a shit. But you say something, Bobby.
Yeah,
Fuck.
Bobby, what do you watch?
What'd you fucking watch?
All right, let's jump into this.
What'd you watch, Bobby?
It will be spoiler heavy. I think we all watched. Did we all watch The Last of Us in its entirety?
Yeah.
Yep.
The Last of Us.
Yep.
The Last of Us on HBO. It's a movie recap, TV recap.
It's a TV recap.
The Last of Us is based on a kind of. I guess would we consider this a zombie?
I think it's.
We had this conversation
isn't
earlier.
it based off of internet porn?
Yeah. Mushroom porn.
I've seen it.
Mushroom zombie porn, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot
It's a
of.
mushroom zombie porn.
I mean, it's a zombie show.
Let's say it's a zombie show.
It's a zombie show.
And it's based on one of my favorite modern video games of all time. And if you guys haven't played it, you should probably get on.
So you're the only one here who's played that video game.
Correct.
So you should be leading the charge
Multiple
Yeah,
times.
tell us how
on
good it
your
is.
opinion of the show compared to the game.
Well, I really, really liked the show. Even the weaker episodes I really liked. The only complaint I have, and it's a minor complaint, is that I played the game so many times, so I knew everything that was going to happen.
Right.
And that said, it did stay true to the game for the most part. It obviously extrapolated quite a bit in various spots and took out some things, but it's a great show. But again, I knew what was going to happen.
Well, my question is this, because it was a great show, and it's the thing with like my problem with The Walking Dead is I'm like, just give us more monsters, give us more zombies. And in this show, it had that same issue where it really wasn't about the zombies.
No, and they never really are.
But it was a great fucking story. So my question for you is like,
The writing's better.
was this just the cutscenes from the game, and like in between there's a lot more zombies?
Yeah, I would
And they
say
just cut out
I
all
wouldn't
the
say-
action?
I wouldn't say this is all the cutscenes, but I mean, there's definitely things like, for example, when they're with the black guy and his brother,
Brother,
little
yeah,
brother, when they go into that tunnel and find that like daycare center.
Yeah.
That's not a cutscene from the game, but that like you go through
Right.
that area.
Right,
That's in the
right,
game.
That's a part of the game.
Things like that. There are certain things like the whole thing that was Bill is gay.
Yeah.
Like that is
Hey,
just insinuated in
I
the
haven't
game.
come out yet.
We know. Everybody knows.
That's
Okay.
insinuated in the game, and that's like the best episode of the show too.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, there's little trade-offs there, but ultimately, like, it's really and then the one where she goes to the mall with her friend,
Yeah.
that's all DLC. That's from the DLC.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, that's DLC, like, after the fact stuff. So they took a lot of liberties in, like, doing origins and flashbacks and things, which makes sense for a show like this, because otherwise it would just be like a level by level.
Yeah.
And to some degree it is, but they take breaks from that too, so that it's really fucking good.
But in the game, there's a lot more, like, you're fighting more what are they called?
Yeah, you have to, like,
Cordyceps.
every like, for
Cordyceps,
example,
yeah.
every building that you see them walk through in the show, you have to, like, traverse through it with a fucking shiv, or a what do they call it? A
shank?
Shank.
Shiv.
I've never been to prison. Shiv, that's what I'm looking for.
Don't lie to us.
So you have to, like,
He's just been there for conjugal
it's
visits.
a survival horror, almost like a Resident Evil type thing, where you only have a limited amount of weapons to deal with things.
Right.
You can choose to stealthily go around it. You can try to kill everyone.
Yeah.
It's, like, very open-ended. Yes, all the gaps are filled in that you would see in the show with that kind of stuff in the game.
Gotcha. I liked it.
Which
thought it
I
was
like.
great.
I like a stealth game. That's
Right.
probably one of my favorite. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant game. Great show.
I wish there were more mushroom zombies. That's all I would
I
say.
could see that. But the scene,
Yeah, for sure.
The scene where he has the sniper rifle
Mm-hmm.
and that other colony comes to, like, that they escape from.
Yeah.
And then that bloater comes out of the sewer.
Yeah, yeah.
That is one of the greatest zombie scenes of anything, I think.
Well, I will. So here's the thing, going back to that about the zombies, though, because they are so overpowering. You know, what I mean, they're not your average zombie.
Yeah.
They're fast. They have wicked senses, and they're all connected.
Mm-hmm.
That shit's scary. And so, realistically, if you ran into that once and you make it out alive, that's a miracle, right?
I mean,
so the way they set it up, I mean, you don't even want to be anywhere near them.
No.
But
Or
you
even
know
near
what?
something that you step on and it signals them to come.
But just to kind of critique it for a second, like, there's the scene, the big badass monster attack scene that you mentioned, right? How many times were there cordyceps zombies in the show after that?
That's not even the point of the game. I mean, yes, that is part of the game, and there's more of
But
that in the
that's-
game.
but I'm just
It's
asking-
also post-apocalyptic.
The story is, the story is more about the people than it is the fucking threat of the zombies outside.
I mean, of course, that's what they do with these things.
No, but I would argue more so than what we're probably even used to seeing compared to, like, The Walking Dead or a Romero thing or something.
Right.
It's just the background. Like, that's what's going on.
But
Yeah.
you know what makes that show good is that each episode is a good capsule in itself. It's like each show is good. It doesn't have to rely on the previous one.
Right.
Like each one, the writing's good in each episode.
Right.
And like things like the like I knew the whole giraffe thing in the last, I think it was the last episode.
Yeah.
That's a very iconic part of the game where it's like,
Can you kill and eat the giraffe?
I don't think so.
You know, okay, here's another nitpick I have. Episode 8 ends with there's an Arctic wasteland with this group of people that are having to resort to cannibalism to live. And then in the next episode, they're in sunny Southern California where there are giraffes running around that nobody's eating.
No,
Like,
they're just in, like, Wyoming or something. They've just moved past the mountains or into a more temperate climate.
but they're like walking. There's giraffes, dude. Like, why don't the people that are freezing to death come eat some fucking giraffes?
Because they've traveled way past all that.
That's dumb.
Yeah. Actually, my wife and I tracked where they were going.
They're nerds.
I know.
So where were they at with the giraffe?
Isn't Wyoming?
They were going back and forth, north and south through Montana,
Yeah.
into Wyoming, into Kansas, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So where was the giraffe at?
I think I want to say Wyoming.
It was.
Is it like the college?
It was the southern part because then they moved. They had to go back, right? They went back to get her.
Yeah, it does. We're getting in the weeds here, but giraffes are in this show.
She needed to go save the world, right?
There's giraffes.
There's giraffes.
So watch The Last of Us. I think we all liked it.
It was better than Cats.
I never saw it.
The musical?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Was there a non-musical Cats?
Oh yeah, it was terrible too.
No, there was a movie that was based on the musical.
Right. There was a movie that's
And
absolutely
they
terrible.
CGI'd the actors' faces on it
Yeah,
and
it's
stuff.
brutal.
Okay,
It's really weird.
Yeah.
that's great.
Deep fake cats.
Yeah, deep fake cats.
You can just imagine how great that is.
Deep State Cats. So what else did you watch, Bill?
All right, so since I only have one more to talk about, I will get this one out there because it's not very. I didn't even know about this movie. Just by chance, I came across it, and obviously, if I just give you the setup, you're like, "Oh yeah, I'm in." Charles Bronson,
Charlie Bronson.
Toshiro Mifune.
Dashira I don't know what the fuck that is.
Yes, you do.
Is this the
Dashira Mifune is Seven Samurai.
Oh,
is this
yeah.
is this the Genghis Khan with Charles Bronson? No, that's John Wayne.
It's called Red Sun. Ursula Andress is the.
Does Charles Bronson play a Japanese man?
No.
So the setup is that Bronson and his crew rob a train.
Okay.
On the train, there's a Japanese ambassador, and one of his protectors is Toshiro Mifune.
Who you would know from like Seven Samurai.
Right. He's like iconic.
Yeah. He's
Throne
like
of
Japanese
Blood.
samurai.
The samurai.
He's like the Japanese Charlie Bronson.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
that's exactly it.
Yeah.
And so when they meet up, they show some respect for each other, but Bronson's number 2 is an asshole. And that's where it all goes south. He treats the Japanese like crap. He takes one of their this sword the sword that they're supposed to be giving to the president.
What era is this set in?
The Westerns.
End of the
19th
time
century?
of they're still samurai.
Yeah.
So it's Western. Think
like Shanghai Noon with Owen Wilson and Jackie Chan.
Exactly. Wild Wild West with Kevin Kline
there's no
Asians in Wild Wild West.
I know, but it's still in that time
They
period.
were out building the railroads.
They were their job description was.
So what's interesting about the movie, it doesn't take it where I wanted it to go. Right, I really wanted it to be kind of a showdown between the two badasses.
That's what I was hoping. There's not a showdown between Mifune and Bronson.
It's not even a buddy thing because Bronson's constantly trying to get rid of this guy because he wants to come with him to get the sword from his number 2 that took off and screwed everybody over, took all the money and ran. Right, so that's what the movie's about, and the whole time it's about Mifune and his way of life and his respect. And they eventually they agree with each other and they have respect for each other, and that's it.
They don't fight anybody?
Oh, yeah, there's lots of fighting. They even fight Native Americans.
And it takes place on a train?
No, they start on a train, and then they're going through the wilderness to get after his guy that wronged him.
It takes place in the Wild West.
So it's a chase through the wilderness. All the while, Bronson's
like
trying to lose Mifune.
Oh, yeah. He's like, get out of here.
Mifune gets into this hot tub in the rocks or whatever, hot water, and he grabs all his clothes and runs away.
And what year did this come out?
71.
Nice.
71. I mean, I just want to see Bronson and Japanese Bronson in the same movie.
Right.
Or Mifune and American Mifune.
And it was good. It was
Did
good.
Bronson play a Japanese man in something?
I don't think so.
He played Asian in something.
I see what you're saying. Japanese Bronson is Mifune is the answer.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
sure. Like if you saw the movies that he's been in, he plays
I thought you were
that kind
saying
of role.
I want to see Bronson fight a Japanese Bronson played by Bronson.
But Mifune was actually
that's
kind of
just
the
weird, Bobby.
Mifune was the guy
weird,
in Seven Samurai that was actually the comic relief. Mm-hmm. But he was a badass.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's interesting?
Like Michelangelo.
Is Seven Samurai was then made into the Magnificent Seven in the United States featuring Charles Bronson.
Correct.
Wow.
I'm telling you, boys.
Right.
Wow.
They're the same guy from different eras of the world.
And they linked up in Red Sun.
Red Sun. That sounds like a winner. I'm going to put that on the list. Where's it at, Bill? Where can I watch this at? Where can
I
watch
think I
this?
caught it on Turner Classic Movies.
TCM. You could stream that through HBO. All right. Am I doing one more? Do I get one more?
Do one more, then we'll get to the main event of movie recap.
Okay, main event. So I watched this movie from 1980, 81 maybe, called Fade to Black.
Good
It's
movie.
about... It's great. I never heard of it. I never seen it. It's all... What? Are you telling me to turn it down? He's turning... He just made a little button clicker.
He used you as a remote.
Like, you just push the remote down to turn it.
Come on, let's go.
That's very rude, Bobby.
I'm trying
Hey,
to tell you to
fuck
turn
you.
it down without
Keep
having
your
to,
voice down and speed it up.
without having to interrupt.
Fuck you.
Because if I interrupt,
Hey.
this happens.
Hey, turn around, get on all fours, arch your back, look at me like you have a secret.
Tell that to Bobby. So anywho,
Pout your lips.
It's this guy. He's like a movie buff. He's like a film freak. Like he sits in his apartment all day and watches old movies on the little reel-to-reel that he has. It's early '80s, and he's like in love with Marilyn Monroe. And so he meets some broad who looks just like Marilyn Monroe. She's like a Marilyn Monroe lookalike, and she's Australian. She's super hot. She looks just like fucking Marilyn Monroe. And so this guy has like the psychosis. His mother is his aunt is like in a wheelchair bound, like beats him, and he keeps having like he imagines himself as characters from films. So he just like walks around talking like he's James Cagney. And so he works for a movie production company, like delivering films, like the film boy. And the bully that works there that fucks with him is Mickey Rourke. Young ass Mickey Rourke. So it gets to a point where Dennis Christopher, he's had enough. He pushes his aunt down the stairs. He fucking dresses.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, he dresses like Dracula, and he pushes a girl down and impales her neck because she was a hooker that was being mean to him. So he goes and gets revenge on all these people that wronged him while dressed as famous movie characters. It is batshit crazy, and it's amazing.
It's a biopic of my life.
Yeah, I'm like, I thought to myself, like, if I had like never got a girlfriend, never got laid, like I could have turned into this guy because he had like the knowledge.
What do you mean, what if?
I mean, I'm not like.
I heard that this one was in like
What
distribution.
if?
I heard this one is in distribution purgatory because of the licensing issues, right?
Yeah. It was one of those that they, for the longest time, it was hard to release because of just rights for stuff that was in the movie.
Yeah, they had to really tippy-toe around that in Monster Squad.
Right, I bet.
Right, there's a lot of those that, like the movies we ask, why isn't that on streaming? Why isn't that DVD? It's usually music rights or some kind of...
Eddie and the Cruisers. That's why I can't find Eddie and the Cruisers.
Right.
Do you have
And
Eddie and the
there's
Cruisers? I want to watch Eddie and the Cruisers.
There's
I
clips.
might.
Like movies, what's the one, Terror in the Aisles, I think, with Pleasance? Have you seen that one? It's a
Is
clip
that
movie.
the one that's just all clips from other
it's a clip
movies?
movie. Yeah.
Isn't Jamie
Good.
Lee Curtis in that?
Find that.
Really?
It's hard to find because it's again, copyright stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Well, they finally released Fade to Black. It's now on Shudder. And there's one scene I want to describe. While he's dressed as Dracula, he like sneaks into the Marilyn Monroe's girl's house. And it doesn't explain how he like found her house or anything. And the scene just doesn't even really fit in the movie.
The internet.
He sneaks in her house and like she's in the shower and he comes up and like he's looking the shower through the clear thing and he pulls it back. And he has a pin like he's going to stab her. And she starts screaming. And it's full psycho. And he's like, I just wanted an autograph. And drops the pin and runs off. And then like ink comes out of the pin into the... And I'm like...
Through the drain.
Yeah, I'm like, what? This scene does not fit in the... It's just so weird. But they made
had
it
to
and they
shoehorn
threw it in
the
there.
Hitchcock in there.
It's great.
Right. That's why I was saying there's a lot of homages.
It's
to
a lot
stuff.
of fun.
Yeah.
Fade to Black. The Dennis Christopher, he's like a poor man's Roddy McDowell. He's good though. I like him. He's a good leading
Poor
man.
man's Roddy McDowell.
Yeah.
It's hard to imagine.
Fade to Black. Check it out.
I thought that was Danny Kaye was a poor man's. Anyway.
Wasn't he one of the Partridges?
No, Danny Kaye.
That was Danny Partridge.
Oh yeah, Danny. You know,
Danny
Danny's-
Bonaducci.
I get confused.
He was the original Walter Mitty. Anyway, I digress.
Walter Mitty with Ben Stiller. Schmitty, Mr.
The
Schmitty.
original. Anyway,
Anyways,
old people talk.
Night at the Museum with Ben Stiller.
So what's
Something about Mary.
what's the main event of movie recap, Bobby?
All right, let's talk about one that's came out last year. We all three saw it recently. A little independent horror film with the voice of the great J.K. Simmons called Glorious.
Glorious.
I just put together why it's called that.
you
Really?
you really just got that now?
Wow.
That was like
I
the
was saying
first thing
that.
I got when I watched the trailer. I was like,
I thought it was dead on obvious.
yeah,
Whatever.
It just never clicked. It just did.
it happens.
Well, you
It
gotta
takes
be
a
a
while.
fish-
Tell the people at
aficionado
home
of the
as
glory
to
hole.
why I'm saying that.
So the movie's about this guy. He's
Just take the segue. Don't
he's a,
naysay.
he's a heartbroken man. You might recognize him from True Blood. He was like the brother from True Blood.
Yeah, he was the Panther Boy.
Yeah, he's Panther Boy.
God.
And so he's a guy like this guy. So he goes to a rest stop.
Snooki's brother.
He gets all shit faced outside of a rest stop, and he's all like heartbroken, and he burns all this stuff. He gets shit drunk. He goes into the rest stop bathroom, and then in one of the dark stalls in the corner, somebody in there starts talking to him.
Dirty, gross bathroom.
Dirty, gross bathroom with on the bathroom wall. There's a glory hole,
Yeah.
but around the glory hole is a weird like H.P. Lovecraft style painting of a topless woman
Like-
with eyeballs for nipples
Yeah.
and multiple tentacles coming off.
Yeah, like big worms.
It's like an
coming off the head.
ethereal demon or something.
Sitting on
Right,
a pile
exactly.
of skulls, and the hole has like teeth painted around it. It's not something you want to stick your
Right,
dick
I was
in.
gonna say it doesn't look glorious.
No. So the
But
thing
it is.
the thing in the bathroom stall starts talking to him and reveals himself to be a demigod.
Well, you don't know it's a thing yet.
You just think it's some guy.
Initially, it's some weirdo. You think?
Yeah, you think it's some guy.
Yeah.
Well, he starts talking to him, and it turns out it's a fucking ancient celestial demigod that's supposed to destroy the universe. And so the whole movie is
Well-
him trapped in a bathroom.
That's not technically correct, but yes, it's more.
Well, you go ahead then, boys. Y'all saw it.
Well, I don't want to. I don't want to really give it away more than what you just said.
Give away now.
But yeah, I just threw it on a whim, and probably 20 minutes in, I immediately was texting out. I'm like, "Dude, you got to watch this movie," and it's absolutely, it's hilarious.
It's hilarious.
It's a really funny fucking movie.
Yeah.
But there's some weird. There's a lot of
It's not for everybody.
horror visuals, and there's a lot of weird existential stuff in there that's fun, and it's a little bit of everything for everybody.
There's a
but
lot
not
of
for
witty
everybody.
dialogue. There's gore and there's blood.
There's very much a Lovecraft.
There's great
yeah.
twists
For sure.
And
in it.
it's got the cosmic horror, and I love me some cosmic
right.
horror.
It's totally Lovecraft.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I just love the concept of it, and that's what it sold me on. Is when I realized what was going on, I was like, "Oh, this is exactly what I'm looking for." And I like a contained movie with like maybe 3 characters tops, where it's like, "Oh, you could just put this."
But it was also a contained movie that took you out of the contained movie. Like when he went
the flashbacks on the hallucinations and stuff.
right and just being out in dark.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of interesting stuff where like this being in the bathroom is in total control of the guy's mind. Or not total control, but wrestling control.
What do you?
Going into his memories and wrestling his mind.
What's the actor's name again that plays the god?
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons. Yeah.
From Juno and from
Right.
Whiplash.
Like how did
Spider-Man,
how did he not realize that he was the guy from whatever was it Drumline or whatever the fuck he was
Yeah.
in?
Whiplash.
Whiplash, yeah.
Drumline, yeah.
Drumline.
I don't know what the fuck
Yeah.
it is. I never watched it.
Whiplash was good.
I lived that movie.
What the fuck?
I had a band teacher that he was my favorite teacher, but he was also a dick. But anyway, I digress.
You know, every movie, Bill.
No, not every movie, but you got to
We get
personalize
it.
it.
You're old.
Shut up. We get it. You're sarcastic and smarmy.
I'm not smarmy. I'm a little
He's not smarmy. No.
What was the question you had, smarmy?
So what were
Bobby?
you thinking about with this glory hole movie?
I mean, there is this. You get the whole.
Yeah, I lost it. I had something.
You like have the feeling
something
like,
to, like,
what
keep
this
the-
thing wants
Yeah.
is him to put his dick in it.
Yeah, it's leading up to that. It like the little twists in here. They're not big twists, but they're interesting twists, and it takes it in different areas that you wouldn't expect it to go. Like so, I mean, that's really what makes this movie interesting and fun to watch, is because you don't really know what the hell is going on
Right.
with this guy. And all of a sudden, he's put in this weird position in the bathroom, locked in with somebody that said a god that says, "I know you, and you're the chosen one."
Right.
Right.
You're like, what the hell's going on? And oh, by the way, this guy that's checking in on the bathrooms is now you've made him part of it.
Right. It's brilliant.
And
And,
he's got to suffer.
I will say this. You said Deadstream is very Sam Raimi inspired.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that both Raimi and Linderhauter, is that his name? Henenlotter are very influential on Glorious.
I can see that.
I could see some
Raimi
Henenlotter
with
for
the,
sure.
Not so much Raimi.
the physical comedy, the fucking blue shirt like Ash, even like it just feels like they fucking.
That's a leap.
I didn't pick up on
Yeah, I
that.
didn't pick on that
I
either.
thought-
But I did. I definitely. I know. So one thing I was telling Adam about. I listened to another podcast that McKendry, who's the director, she has that podcast. She wrote for Fangoria as well. And I know what her likes are.
Okay.
And I can definitely see the whole idea of the Lovecraftian vibe.
Sure.
Yeah, that's her for sure.
Totally.
I love anything that does just weird alien space
And they
monsters.
do it well, and you know
Alien
that it's
space
not
gods.
it's not a big budget movie, but it doesn't need to be. It's a great little
The concept's
comprised
so good it doesn't
story.
matter, and even when it needs to show its cards with the visuals, they're great. Now,
Very similar to Deadstream, because it's very similar in that you're in one environment, you kind of stay there the whole time.
I love that. Now, this falls into the category of what I call neon core, which is kind of a modern thing like Mandy and Psycho Goreman. It's always those like
yeah.
pink LED lights,
Oh, yeah.
and pinks and blues
Color out
and
of
stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Color
Color
Out of
Out of Space for sure.
There's just a trend I've noticed. And I'm like, if they could, they pull it off in this movie. I mean, I like that because it is very like 1980. It feels very like vibrant 1980s.
What's
kind of
that
shit.
Natalie Portman one that I like? That
Annihilation.
Annihilation. Yeah,
That's a little, yeah.
That's all colory and
Yeah, that's true.
So are you saying that any movie that has neon purple is in the genre?
No, it just seems to be a trend lately.
Yeah.
What about the film Neon Demon by Nicholas Winding Refn?
Yeah, I'd say that. I'd say so.
Have you seen that?
No,
It's pretty.
but I've seen what it looks like, and I know what the
that.
trailer looks like. And yeah, I could see it.
It's not like this movie at all. But anyways, yeah, I like the whole neon. I like that it's neon in here right now.
Right. Without, I mean, I don't know. We can't do any spoilers, I guess, because it is a new movie and we do want you to see it. So.
I wouldn't spoil this one. I didn't spoil that fucking shitty "Don't Worry, Darling." So let's not spoil this one.
Yeah, you could have done that.
I couldn't.
But yeah, this one you definitely want. The parts that we haven't talked about are worth going and checking it out for yourself and seeing it. There's one that totally did a shift for me in my brain. And it wasn't a normal kind of twist either.
Right.
It was just like you'd get the rest of the story.
And you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, right.
Now, let me ask you this: who was the lady at the beginning of that?
She's
Some sort of
she's
weird
not a big
harbinger.
actor.
No, I'm just saying, like, what was her character? The old redneck lady at the rest stop.
I mean, she was a harbinger
Oh
of doom.
yeah, I think she was more of a fate.
she knew what was.
Yeah, she was one of I won't say a harbinger. I would say more
it's
like
not
a
harbinger.
fate.
It was like a
I would say more like a fate.
She was like in on it though. It seemed like
right.
Why? What did she say? She had like 2 lines, and she got.
Yeah.
She smiles when she sees the goo on the
She
weeds
knows
outside.
she has insight. She kind of knows what's going to go down.
She's a local. She knows that there's a ancient
demigod in the
living in the
bathroom
glory
stall.
hole.
Fucking glory
Who doesn't?
hole.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great
She
movie.
knew.
I think I
Yeah.
visited that one. It's like right before you come into Texas in Louisiana.
Yeah. It seemed like it. Yeah.
It's gonna be great when we just transition to look, Bill came over for the Dr. Strangelove episode.
Surprise!
Is your idea?
It's
He's back.
me.
Hey, you know what, Bill? Get the fuck out of here, okay?
Uh-huh.
You're leaving. I don't want you coming back
Where's
and
your-
knocking on the door in 3
This
minutes.
ain't your house, motherfucker.
Folks, if you're like me, you roll out of bed with a busted wrist or bruises on your legs and you're like, what the heck happened? I don't have carpal tunnel syndrome. I didn't wrestle no bear, get into some metaphysical fight on the astral plane. What the heck is happening to my body? Guys, and ladies, it's Rex Larson. It happens to all of us. It is called aging. Your body is going to get sore. You're going to get aches and pains. You're going to get unexplained bruises. Do not worry. It is not some sort of shadow creatures. Take a deep breath. I got something for you. It's called the Rex Larson Super Body Balm. You can't find it in stores. You can't find it on Amazon.com. Go to www.Ihaven'tBouughtTheDomainYet.com. That's again www.Ihaven'tBouughtTheDomainYet.com, and you can get a free 32-ounce sample jar of the Super Body Balm, and it is going to change your life. Use it at least twice a day. Rub it into your skin. It's going to take care of sores, aches, joint pain. It is a miracle. So go to www.Ihaven'tBouughtTheDomainYet.com and put in promo code Larson for that free sample. And don't tell nobody I said this, but the secret ingredient is mayonnaise.
1964's Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb.
The bomb. Love
Now,
the bomb.
this came from our Patreon supporter, Bill Skinner, who's
Bill Skinner.
also your, I like to call him your
daddy brother.
Your daddy brother.
Daddy brother Bill. He's the front man. The Scrotus, the trump card. That's him.
So, I would go so far to say that this is a movie that is for everyone.
This is for well,
this isn't one that's not for everyone.
I mean, I'm sure there's right-wing fundamentalists that are really offended by the ideals. That
No,
are
I love
placed
this
out in
movie.
Oh yeah, you're right. I guess it is for everyone. Well, it's a good one, and Daddy Brother Bill, one of his personal favorites. I'm glad we finally got to do it for Bill. Is that just not? Yeah. Is that a knock? Is that a knock on the door?
Just knock. Yeah. God damn it. Hey, what's up?
It's Bill.
Oh wow, Bill's here.
Bill's here.
Great, you came just in time. We're just about to talk about the
That's
movie.
what she said.
It's a coincidence. And then you had 2 kids.
We're just about to
Two
talk
more.
about the movie that you recommended because you're a loyal Patreon subscriber. Now, other Patreon subscribers don't get any fucking ideas. Bill's local. We knew
Yeah.
him before this episode. Hey, if you want to come on, I don't care.
So come on by and surprise us on recording
Speaking of
night.
that Patreon shit, how come I haven't got a drawing yet?
Oh, I got one for you right here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
fuckers.
thanks.
Not a drawing.
Empty promises.
I don't have a drawing for you because that's all Adam, but I think I actually have one addressed.
Wait, I never drew a picture of you, Bill.
No.
This one literally says Bill Skinner on it.
It does say Bill Skinner on it. What's in it?
Open it up, Bill. Open
Nice,
it up
that's
on
like
the air.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Hold on.
You know, we like to do this on the show. We like to do Christmas in March. Farch.
Damn it.
Well, be careful. There's some limited edition,
I'm
not for
trying,
everyone
I'm trying to
swag
be
in there.
You were really just tearing that
I'm
up
also
like a
trying to
fat
hurry
kid
up.
going into a
This
cake,
is
aren't
cool.
you?
Nice.
This is a
Deep
cool
State Rex. No shit.
The comic book.
comic
Tales
book.
from the Bunker, issue number 1.
You get a Kurt Army koozie
The Kurt Army koozie.
Nice.
and a magnet and a sticker.
Wow.
Look at that. Look
This
at that.
is a gold mine.
It is a gold mine. The best thing in there is definitely the Deep State Rex comic
No
drawn
shit.
by Austin Hambrick.
And
Written by Deep State Rex.
By Deep State Rex.
Oh, and
himself.
it's signed.
What's it say? What's it say in there?
It
What's
says, Crude Rude Dude loves you, XOXO Adam, and Snobby Bobby XOXO.
Oh, you had the XOXO too,
So
huh?
they're they love me.
XOXO like messages
And this
to
is
people
high
at work.
concept art right here.
Yeah,
It's good stuff.
Austin Hambrick, you might remember him, Bill Skinner. He did one of our posters, a trump card poster.
Yes, he did.
We just make
and he begged me to take his name off of it.
Did he? That
Just for
fuck.
work purposes. I understand. We're not for everybody.
No, not for everyone.
We just
the-
we're just the cameos in that comic though. It's mostly about Rex.
It's a story about Deep State Rex and his life experiences,
He has many.
as told through the eyes of Deep State Rex.
He's almost like Teddy Roosevelt. He's like the modern day Teddy Roosevelt.
So enough about him, Bill.
Speaking of the Deep State, we got Bill Skinner with us tonight.
Yeah.
And
I have nothing to say
what a
about the Deep
great
State. I've been sworn to secrecy.
what a great
Guest to have.
guest to have because not only because you recommended we watch this movie, Dr. Strangelove, and I'm not going to say the whole title, but also you have insider experience within the war rooms of the upper echelons of the military.
Bill Skinner's basically George C. Scott of real life.
That's correct.
He's a turgid son.
I was 40 when I came out of the womb.
But in all seriousness,
George C. Scott.
give the folks at home a legitimate list of your credentials as far as commenting on this movie.
Okay, so I have a different story about the military because most people don't do what I did.
Yeah.
I came in with no high school diploma, and so the Army took me. I went in for 6 years, came out of Sergeant Skinner,
Good enough diploma.
left. I took college and so I got my commission as an Air Force officer, but I had to cut ties with the Army, get honorable discharge, all that. So then I had 17 years
This
in the
story's
Air
getting
Force.
really long.
Major in the Air Force. That's it. I'm done.
Okay.
All right.
But I did work on a B-52 bases, which is what you were getting to. At Minot, the 5th Bomber Wing in Minot, North Dakota. And
Can we get the coordinates on that?
I don't know, north.
Now, was this when you were there? Was this 1964, the height of the Cold War?
I wasn't there in 1964.
Oh, okay. I'm just
These
asking.
planes were though.
Just clarifying here.
So the same planes that were
Pretty
used in Dr.
much, yeah, they
Strangelove
just
were in the war
they
room.
refurbished them and stuff to keep them around. But yeah,
Wow.
we have what they call them attrition reserve, which is basically a bunch of B-52s that sit off in the parking lot and they tear parts of it when the other ones break down.
So here's my question. How many times while you worked in the war room did America accidentally nuke the Russians, causing a doomsday device to destroy the world?
Never. And I was the battle. Just
does
to be
that-
fair, I
does
was the
that
battle staff
happen-
director.
Does that happen regularly? We just reset the timeline every time it does, and we don't even notice.
Yeah.
Right.
The minutes to midnight thing.
Yeah.
They reset the
I don't
matrix.
Know. I don't know. I think
It's
it
just
goes
like
to.
you
I think it goes to 1:30.
You get nuked one day, and then you fall asleep and wake back up, and you're just in a different time.
It's like The Simpsons.
Yeah.
It's like The Simpsons.
So I was the guy that would literally, when the nukes were coming out of the weapons department and were going onto the planes,
the nukes are coming out of the
you
womb.
have to watch them on the little screens. We had them on screen the entire time in the battle staff.
It was like a nursery. It's
Was
like
it-
a
and
the
we-
Was it like
pediatric
little
center.
pegs, like in Battleship with the lights?
No.
Like a light
It wasn't.
bright?
It wasn't like the war room, but it was very. I mean, the same idea. But I remember going in and waking up the general Ripper to say, "Hey, sir, you got to come out here and hit the red button because the weapons are moving."
Wow.
Anytime the weapons came out of the weapon storage area, the wing commander had to say, "Go ahead."
Was
And when
it
they-
like
Are you
that
talking
movie Wing Commander where they were flying in space and had Freddie Prinze Jr.?
You know the best part
Almost,
about
almost.
You know what?
It wasn't Freddie Prinze; it was the other one,
Yeah, Freddie.
you know
Freddie
what's-
Reyes.
Freddie Fender.
You know
Freddie
what?
Fender Jr. Yeah.
You know what makes the wing commander really sad?
What's that?
Bill.
The best part of the movie is the episode 1 trailer that came on before the movie.
Oh wow! I never watched Wing Commander, but I know that they made a video game for it and it was badass.
Yeah, that video game.
That was a movie based off a video game. Trick
Now,
question, you failed, Bill.
I have no fucking idea what you're talking about.
Bill was a wing commander, right?
Yes.
No, I was not a wing commander.
It's a battle station.
I was the battle staff director. Come on.
battle
You
staff.
sunk my battleship.
He was
yeah,
George
like that
C.
all day?
Scott.
But that was a side gig. It wasn't my
You were like-
normal gig.
you were like,
I was on the wing
"Crossfire,
staff.
we'll get caught
but
up in the-"
during wartime scenarios, I was the battle staff director. There you go.
Okay.
Okay.
So there's your credentials.
yeah,
Clarifying some stuff.
he's obviously qualified to speak on
I worked
Dr.
in Air
Strangelove.
Mobility Command, Air Combat Command, in Afghanistan, in Iraq, in
Well,
Kuwait.
but what I want to know, Bill, is how did you learn to stop worrying and love the bomb?
You just fucking don't care. You just give up.
I have
You
one more.
disassociate.
I have one more question for you in regards to your career in the military.
Yeah.
For real.
What is your what's the highest level
Kill count. What's your kill count?
What's the highest?
Shut up.
Just stop. I don't
It's
want
going to be one after this fucking podcast.
What's the highest level of public figure you've ever met?
Well, I will tell you, my Bronze Star was pinned on by Admiral Mullen, the
Oh, wow.
chairman of the Joint Chief of Staff.
Oh wow!
Is that the only interaction you had with him?
Yeah. He came on our base in Charleston when I came back from Afghanistan, and there was 3 of us. And there was a staff sergeant, master sergeant, and me as a major, and we all got Bronze Star there. Admiral Mullen.
Did he buy a beer or a shot?
Dude,
or
it was
anything?
weird. No, he came in with an entourage and everything. He had all the sedans and all the fucking
like rock
Suburbans and
stars.
shit. Yeah, and he had a makeup guy.
Really?
I'm not kidding. He had a makeup and hair guy that was checking him out. He had his little mic.
Should you be
they were
saying
doing
this?
it doesn't matter. He's a politician.
Right.
And once
That's
you
what
become,
they're actors like
no,
that.
when you become a general, you have to become a political figure.
Sure.
It's a lot more because you have to interact with the local
public.
community, like the wing commanders here in San Antonio.
Oh, I love that movie.
Oh, shut up.
It's got Freddie Reyes Jr.
Do you realize that every base has a wing commander, right?
What?
Is it played by Freddie Prinze
Crazy,
Jr.?
huh?
And every single one of them?
Every single base. So weird.
Freddie Prinze is all over the place.
Now, what do wing commanders do, Bill?
They command a wing. How hard is that?
A wing of
Like,
what?
so is there
A wing of
2
whatever.
per plane?
So
a single wing on a plane?
So there's
No.
2 per plane.
It's dependent on what kind of aircraft.
I'm legitimately
there's
asking.
there's fighter jets, there's AWACS, there's
But when you say wing, are you saying that's just a slang for an entire aircraft?
it's an organization.
Okay.
Is it like a platoon of planes?
It's an organization.
Is it like a plane
like a
tune?
soccer field wing, like the
No.
Like the left wing of a building?
It is an organization.
Northern
think
wing.
of your pyramid, right? Your
The west
organizational
wing, like
pyramid.
the
Now you're
west
speaking
wing?
my language.
Okay, he's at the top of the organizational pyramid on a base, and everybody under it. You have group commanders, and below, Group Commander Mandrake, right?
Right.
You have a Group Commander
Bring it back to the
Mandrake,
movie.
right? You got all of those, and then below them you got squadron commanders, and then below them you have flight commanders.
So a wing is
are
bigger than a squadron.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, so a wing is
And
not
a group is bigger than a
a wing
squadron.
is not a literal wing, like on an airplane.
Well, when you look it up in Webster, it is. Yes, a wing is a wing.
But in terms of this,
But in a wing, it's also a nomenclature for an organization.
a group, yeah.
Yeah.
A faction.
Whatever
like a
you want
cult,
to call
like a
it.
cult.
No,
It's like a cult.
Yeah,
It's like a specific cult in the military.
yeah. We all took an oath to kill people.
Nice. Nice. It's like the reverse of a doctor.
Right? They say, remember the Constitution? Throw that out.
I mean,
Better forget it now.
Get this gun.
they literally tell you this the day of, right?
My last job was swearing in all those guys.
Yeah.
I was a MEPS commander. That was my last job.
Okay.
Anyway,
so
it was pretty fun.
we got the credentials of
There you go. Yeah.
Patreon Bill Skinner, who's in the studio tonight, out of the way here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Welcome.
There's a reason why you
Glad you stopped
need-
by.
All that's going to get cut out.
No, it's not.
Yeah, no,
you
it's-
want it? If you want it to, it will be. But I
No, it's staying in.
But Wing Commander's a great movie. It came out in 1998.
I don't fucking
Can I
know.
sigh loud enough in this mic?
He's not going to stop doing that.
You know
know
what's
that.
funny
He's
is,
gonna keep doing that shit.
Because he's getting a rise out of me. Yeah,
That's kinda
yeah,
game.
yeah.
He
yeah.
knows how to annoy.
yeah,
That's the
The
game
Wing
we're playing
Command-
on
Wing
this show. It's not
Dude.
for everyone.
Wing Commander, yeah, it's great.
okay,
No, I
seriously.
really love that movie. It's
Freddie
great.
Prinze Jr.
Okay.
in like a Wookiee or something.
Enough about Wing
Stupid looking
Commander.
Wookiee.
Enough. Yeah, they did look like little. You know,
It was like a Wookiee that
they
just had
looked
like a really
the-
low budget.
He looked like Goldar from Power Rangers.
Yeah, he was like a
He's a little
gay
cat,
Goldar.
like a cat thing. Bill Skinner, I gotta ask you a question.
Maybe speed him up a bit.
Well, I'll ask both of you guys a question. When I say Stanley Kubrick, what's the first genre that comes into your head? What do you affiliate him with?
Movies.
Yeah, definitely film.
No, I
film,
mean
I think.
cinema.
Film.
I would say
What
cinema.
What genre of film?
Genre?
Color, but sometimes he's not in color, and that's
I
where
don't
he
know.
throws you off with things like Strangelove.
He's
It's
all
black
over
and
the
white.
map. Seriously, he's all over the map.
That's kind of what I was trying to get at. But you guys
He's
are acting like retards
horror,
over there.
Thriller, pedophile.
Okay.
Dramedy.
All right. Let me rephrase. When I say Stanley Kubrick, what is the first movie that comes to mind?
Dr. Strangelove, because I love it. Clockwork Orange, those two.
Oh yeah.
Adam?
I guess The Shining, maybe.
Yeah. I'm somewhere between The Shining and Full Metal Jacket.
But Full Metal Jacket's
Full
so
right.
good.
No, that's what I'm saying. They're all great.
It just
he
depends
had
on, like,
a
what I've
great
watched
run of
in the last
movies.
month.
He had a great run of movies.
And then he made Eyes Wide Shut.
And then Eyes Wide Shut.
I love Eyes Wide
Are
Shut.
you serious? When was the last time you watched that shit, bro?
Like maybe 3 years ago.
How much tits does it really show? Because not enough to be good.
How many times does it make that annoying sound?
I don't know.
We're not here to talk
oh my
about
God,
Eyes
the
Wide
soundtrack's
Shut.
terrible.
You brought it up.
No, I just said I like that movie. But anyway, so Stanley, the point is
Sobeski or whatever her name is, she's hot in it with the two Japanese guys.
the point.
yeah, that's good. That's the best part of the movie.
The point is,
I got a
Kubrick is a masterful filmmaker. My point is, I don't immediately think of comedy because I would say Strangelove is the only comedy he's ever made.
There's a lot of comedy in Full Metal Jacket.
But it's not a comedy.
Yeah, you're not going to call Full Metal Jacket a comedy.
Yeah, we're not
I
gonna
agree.
let that shit fly
this
in
is
here.
this is his most comedic movie for sure. It's very
Yes.
dark, but it's definitely
It's
comedy.
dark.
Yeah, it's dark,
but
comedy.
it's definitely comedy. Like
Right.
there are
I mean, it ends in
moments.
thermonuclear war.
There's you're taking a long road to get here, but yes, it's a great comedy, and it's
I'm
Stanley
not
Kubrick
taking a long
comedy.
road. All I'm saying is making the point that Stanley Kubrick you don't think of as a comic director, but
You could
he
have said
happened
that.
to have made the most one of the most brilliant satires in film history.
Agreed.
If not one of the greatest comedies in film
Agreed.
history. And my point is, you don't necessarily always just like affiliate Kubrick with comedy.
What about AI?
That's how brilliant and diverse he is.
AI was hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, did he do AI?
No, it was his vision, but then
He died.
Yeah, that he
Spielberg?
died. Spielberg
So
took it.
Spielzy took
Is
it
that
over.
the one with? Is AI the one with the kid from 2.5 Men?
No,
I don't know what that is.
it's the one from I See Dead People,
Yeah, it's that dead kid who got
and,
fat.
he's got
Oh,
the
yeah,
little
yeah.
he's got the robot teddy bear.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
kid from 2.5 Men. Got it. All right.
And he
Yeah.
gets left alone a lot.
He gets left alone to die in the
His
underwater.
best friend's a hooker.
I mean, read the
Read-
fucking
read
thing.
read
I'll
the
read the
thing so
thing.
we know what we're
Read
talking
the
about.
thing.
What are we talking about?
It's a movie. It's a movie. An insane American general orders a bombing attack on the Soviet Union, triggering a path to nuclear holocaust that a war room full of politicians and generals frantically tries to stop.
He went HAL 9000 for a second.
Yeah, he did. He did. Well, not only that, but I don't think he was a crazy general. Do you?
Yeah, he was fucking
He
crazy.
made perfect sense to me.
Perfect.
Bodily fluids?
They were trying to take his essence.
Dude.
I don't let a woman take my essence.
Women desire my essence.
They
All right,
sense
guys.
my power.
Hold that thought. I'm going to play the trailer right now.
Okay.
March 15th, Earth year 2454. Earth's defenses are threatened.
Message from Alpha Command.
They don't believe they can withstand a Kilrathi battle group without the support of the fleet.
This tactical schematic outlines a nightmare.
We need to buy our fleet 2 hours. And only a team of young fighter pilots stands between Earth and destruction.
Lieutenant J.G. Christopher Blair, reporting for duty, sir.
Todd, Maniac Marshal. At your service, ma'am.
Lieutenant Commander Devereaux, your wing commander.
It's in those kids' hands now.
All right, ladies, let's do it. In all likelihood, you're going to die out here. We're all going to die out here, but none of us need to be reminded of that fact.
Give him a broadside, Mr. Jerome. Open fire.
If you endanger another pilot, you're dead. Emotion gets in the way.
Commander, emotion is what separates us from the Kilrathi. I don't think I can. I don't have the faith.
It's not faith. Let's make our miracle.
to talk about
Death Wish 3. Oh, Doctor Strangelove.
Death Wish 3.
Or how I learned to stop worrying and love the bomb.
And remember this movie.
So
Pinch everybody.
We've talked a lot about this movie, and one of the reasons we're watching this movie, Bill, is really it's all for you, Bill.
Thank you.
It's all for you because I've known for the years I've known you that this is one of your favorite movies, and you've told me in the years I've been doing this podcast we need to watch this fucking movie.
Right.
And finally, the stars have aligned.
Have we already talked about the cast?
No, we will.
Let's talk about the cast. You want to talk about the cast?
Yeah, it's Peter Sellers, Peter
George C. Scott.
You got George C. Scott.
What's his name? Sterling Hayden.
Sterling Hayden.
And Bat Guano. What's his name? Fuck.
That guy was in stuff.
Yeah. I can't remember his name now. I'm losing it. But Peter Sellers, Slim
Keenan
Pickens.
Wynn.
Yeah, Keenan Wynn.
You say Peter Sellers, and what that means is Peter Sellers brilliantly plays three different characters. I have a question for
roles.
Either of you guys. Do you think that without Doctor Strangelove, we would not have the Nutty Professor 2 back to the Clumps?
Oh, definitely not. Definitely
Is
not.
it Back to the Clumps?
Yeah, or any of the Medea stuff.
Medea. Fuck.
Wow. Yeah, all of that. It would be
Mars
non-existent.
Attacks.
Tootsie.
Does Tootsie play does Dustin Hoffman play multiple roles in Tootsie?
He just plays like a broad end of dude. It's the same person.
Yeah, but he plays two roles. I mean, he's a woman and a guy.
That's like saying Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah, I was just going to say Miss Doubtfire.
No, that doesn't count, Bill. None of that counts.
No,
okay, whatever.
Mars Attacks counts because Jack Nicholson played two different people.
Jack Black. He played all the family in Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, the farts.
You can count
that.
Yeah,
the farts or whatever they were.
You can count that.
Yeah.
And even Michael J. Fox and
Speaking of which, you got any jelly beans? You got any jelly beans?
Or Multiplicity.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's, yeah.
What about, what's that one with Russell Crowe and Denzel? Nah, that was just one guy.
Okay.
I think he was a killer? Serial killer?
No, it wasn't. No.
They didn't count?
Anyway,
They didn't
we're
count.
way off. What?
No,
so,
I think
Hardcore Henry.
I think
because
that's,
old Charlton Copley plays like 7 guys.
I'm not going to say there were no other movies before this where one person played multiple roles.
It'd usually be a Peter Sellers
But this
movie.
is probably the one that I think of if you want to go back as far as you can think.
Wait, is there other instances of Peter Sellers playing multiple people in the same
like all the Pink Floyd, the Pink Panther movies?
I don't think he played multiple roles in Pink Panther.
Are you sure?
I don't know for sure. No, I think he went in disguise.
Right, that's true.
But he was always the same character.
I haven't seen those since I was a kid, but I can see him playing multiple.
Yeah, but he's also been like racial stereotypes in other movies.
Yeah, like Mickey Rooney in Breakfast at Tiffany's.
But he was. Oh, yeah. Have you ever seen Marked by Death?
No.
Or what is the name of it? Yeah, something like that. It's the Clue movie, but it's got Peter Sellers, Alec Guinness.
Murder by Death.
Murder by Death.
Okay.
Thank you. Murder by Death.
70s?
70s.
And he plays like a Charlie Chan.
Okay.
Peter Sellers.
Sidney Wang.
The point is, I guess Peter Sellers is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
What's amazing about this movie, though, and every time I watch it, I watch distinctly how different the characters are in the movie. Like each one of them is so different than the other.
If you went in blind,
so great.
if you went in not knowing that it was Peter Sellers playing those 3 roles, if you just had never seen the actor before, you wouldn't call it that they were all the same guy. Because the mannerisms, like the whole look of each of them is totally different. I mean, maybe you would if you had a good eye, but I could see you not even catching that.
So let's talk Peter Sellers' characters in Doctor Strangelove. We have
Mr. President.
President Merkin Muffley. Merkin Muffley.
Yes.
I mean, Jesus Christ, that name.
But he's so good. And he's got that really terrible bald wig thing, whatever he's got on. Bald cap.
Yeah.
But easily an Academy Award performance just for the president alone.
Yes.
So if he was to be like nominated for an Oscar for that movie, what if he got nominated 3 times for the same movie?
That didn't happen though.
Would they do that or
no?
Okay.
No.
He'd be frying chickens to the barnyard.
They just gave Short Round an Oscar.
They gave Short
Round
have
much integrity over there.
Yeah, that's true. Wow.
Oh, they did. Yeah, they did. Over the kid from the Banshees of Inisherin.
Oh yeah, the kid from Two and a Half Men.
Yeah, but I don't like that guy.
No, he's great. Anyway,
I'm not talking shit on Short Round. I didn't even see that movie he was in.
You didn't see Everything Everywhere All at Once?
I know. I gotta watch it.
I just asked. You didn't have to fucking whine like a 6-year-old.
Well, you guys were about to fucking scold me. I'm like, look.
Yeah, we should because it's been out for quite a while.
And it's an Academy Award winner.
And it's a good movie.
And
it's a good movie. It's a really
great
good movie.
It's a great movie.
Real quick aside, the last Academy Award winner that I watched that I liked, but I was like,
Moonlight.
No, Parasite.
Parasite's badass. You
Oh,
liked,
yeah, Parasite's great.
What's this The fuck, Bobby?
Did you add the Parasite?
Yeah.
Oh.
You just add Parasite.
I liked it. I just didn't get like what was.
It's
okay,
just a good movie.
I agree
That's
with
all I'm
you.
saying.
I agree with you. I don't know why it got so much attention.
It was aesthetically, I guess, really.
It was a great movie.
Technically very good.
But how many of those movies have we seen?
Right.
I mean, we've
that
seen
didn't get any kind of accolades,
Right,
you know?
right.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, let's get back to Dr. Strangelove for a second.
Sure.
Peter Sellers plays 3 characters. President Merkins.
Merkin.
He plays
Merkin.
Group Captain Lionel Mandrake.
Who is my personal favorite of these
You like
characters.
Mandrake?
I just love the interactions with him and Ripper.
Oh,
yeah.
so good.
And
Those are my favorite
over the
scenes.
President and Dimitri?
Those were pretty fun.
Oh, we're fine. We're fine. No, we're both fine.
That's a great
We're fine.
Okay.
I agree. We're both fine.
Okay, if I'm just...
But then there's Dr. Strangelove.
Right. Who knocks it out of the park in 5 minutes.
Oh, God, so good.
In like 5 minutes. He only has like 5 minutes of screen time, and he's so memorable.
This is the most physical of the Sellers comedy
for sure.
performances in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I think like what you said before, like every time you see him, it's a different character, and there's different tics and mannerisms. Now, the tics and mannerisms of Strangelove are just fucking ridiculous and over the top and hilarious.
Right.
But like
Yes,
you
my
see
dear.
the fidgeting of Mandrake as he's trying to like talk down an
Yeah.
absolute maniac.
Yeah.
And then the president just trying to keep his result. When the president's on the
Talking to a
phone with
drunk
the,
Russian
the
president.
drunk Russian premier. Oh, it's also good.
So
It's
let me
also
just...
good.
let's back out of this cast
Of course,
for a
I'll
second.
call to say hello.
Yes.
Say hello now,
Let's back
Dimitri.
out of the cast for a second and I just want to point out, for those of you who aren't familiar with this movie, you should not be listening. But either way, I like how it humanizes these fucking government spook buffoons.
Because they are human. Yeah.
Right, because they're human.
Right.
people.
But at stake is the fate of nuclear
Mankind.
holocaust to mankind.
The life on
That's
Earth
the
as we know it.
that's the root of the comedy in this
Right.
movie.
So I'll use my expertise since I'm here, right? I'll talk about that. You didn't see my air quotes because it's a podcast, but the idea behind this movie is legit, right?
Yeah.
Everything in this is potentially possible.
Feasible.
I mean, everything
It's all
that, right,
feasible.
that plan R, I can see that being one of those
yeah.
options in an exercise. I totally get it. But what you're talking about with personalizing all the members, that's where I disconnect from people, because I don't understand why people think that the government isn't just people. They're just people.
Right.
I mean, they're not like some
Innately good or innately evil.
Right. And they're not only that, but they're people that care about other people.
Sure.
So like the stuff about like 9/11 inside job, it can't be, because there's too many people. Somebody would have said something, right? It's just, and I don't mean the kooks that are on YouTube. I'm talking about people that actually work in high level positions, the generals, the colonels. They're not going to let that shit fly. Every general I've ever met, minus one, I met a lot of generals, are great people and really nice and personable.
What about the
They have to
one?
be.
Tell us about the one.
He's an asshole.
But I think
How many stars?
2. But it goes back to my point of that they're people, and they have the same motivations that anybody else does.
Sense.
You know me from this, right? But you don't know me as Major Skinner, right? If you knew me as only Major Skinner, you would probably think that, hey, he knows shit, right? But
I'm sure you do.
I'm just okay. I know some things.
We know
but I
you
mean,
as this guy, and we think you know some shit, Bill.
okay, but I do know some shit. But that
Right,
doesn't.
so
but-
tell us
but-
the shit
But I'm telling you
live
what
for
I'm
our
telling,
fans.
But I'm telling you the real shit is that everybody, they're people.
I don't disagree
You
with
have
People are
zealots,
people.
and you have idiots. You have brilliant people. You have smart people. You have empathetic people. It's just everybody. I mean, it's a huge organization.
It's like a wing.
I don't disagree. Like
Bigger than
what is the
mini wings.
what is
Mini-
the what is that a
battalion.
rebuttal to? Like, is that a rebuttal to any
No,
kind
my
of claim?
point is that a lot of you mentioned that they are very personable in this. You can relate to the characters in this. But I'm saying that if you went into any war room, it would be very similar.
Yeah, it's like
You would
having,
have- it would be-
having coffee at the fucking morning
Right,
meeting.
right. You have me, right?
Yeah.
Running the show. Obviously, there's going to be jokes.
Yeah,
there's
it's-
going to be fucking around.
That's what's great
But you
about
never
that's
had
what
a
I love about this movie.
situation
It's like
like
it does
this
humanize
come
those
across the
characters.
table.
Like
No.
like it's almost like a dare I say, like a Tony Soprano thing. You think of these like daunting, melodramatic villain characters potentially, or like very powerful people in a movie, but Tony Soprano's goes home and he's dad and he's raising the kids and shit.
listening to Journey.
Right,
Don't
exactly.
stop believing.
Into the series, yeah. So yeah, like that's what I like about this is
on to that
traditionally in film you see these as kind of like hard ass kind of caricatures of government people, or military people.
But you think
But
like
it's a caricature.
but they humorously humanize.
Was the
them.
War Room a big thing in movies before Strangelove?
I don't know.
I think
can't
all the
think of
movies
one.
I've seen with war rooms are post Strangelove.
I
but
don't
I've
know many
seen more.
movies that have a war room.
Right. Exactly. Broken Arrow had a war room.
Empire
Right?
Strikes Back,
Yeah, they actually do. I mean, they have. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
War Games.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
There's a lot of James Bond movies that have those fucking war rooms actually.
but I mean, you think about it. It's similar to like. I mean, think of the Star Trek Enterprise, right? I mean, that's basically it. You've got all your people that are the subject matter experts in what they do, and they're there at the round table or whatever the fuck you want to call it. They're there to guide the captain.
Wait, in the Starship Enterprise,
in what
did you
they do.
sit in the captain's chair in the middle and be
No,
like,
that's the
Sally
wing commander.
forth?
No, that's the wing commander.
Oh, okay.
With Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah.
Right.
So he was behind. You were behind Freddie Prinze Jr.
No. I was
Okay.
up front, and I would give status reports and make sure everything was running accordingly,
You get him
and
coffee?
keep him up to date on shit because it's 24/7,
Right.
And keep him up to date. Wake him up when we, like I said, when we have to.
So
move
was he
nukes and
sleeping in the
stuff.
captain's chair?
No, he would sleep in his office on the couch.
Oh wow.
They're just people, man.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just fucking
That's
people.
that's an alternative title to Doctor Strangelove. They're just people, man.
Just people riding bombs.
But that doesn't make the situation more comfortable.
No,
either.
it makes it all the more realistic, right? Right. Because you're sitting there looking at, and even the stuff that they do that's so mundane during this height where everybody should be freaking the fuck out. And like you got the Russian ambassador still taking pictures when the world's
bombs have
about
already
ready
gone
to,
off.
yeah.
The bombs,
It's almost
he's taking
like
a picture of the big board.
Right.
As
Like
the
this is
bomb
going to
has
matter.
gone off,
Do you have
right.
any fresh fish?
It's almost like a don't hate the player, hate the game kind of thing. It's like you're just kind of cogs in this bureaucratic wheel, and we're just people, man.
Right.
Okay. So let me. I want you to ask me a question, Bobby. Ask a fucking question.
Oh yeah. Are we not done talking about the cast though?
We're gonna get.
What
to the
is
cast.
Doctor Strangelove or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb about?
It's about a war room. It's about a nuclear attack that's about to happen. It is happening. But the thing about this movie is it's split into 3 individual stories. Right? There's the story about the guy, the General Ripper, who's a crazy person who's obsessed with bodily fluids, and he decides to start a world war.
Because he can't get it up.
Because he can't get his
Can't
dick
get it
up.
up.
He can't get his dick up. So there's that story. And then there's the story of the war room itself, where the president and his advisors, George C. Scott,
Turgidson,
and then Strangelove, and all these people are trying to go over what to do with this situation. And then the third story is the airplane.
Yep.
B-52 bomber, Slim Pickens
Yeah,
at the wheel.
James Earl
rooting for him
Jones.
the whole way.
We got James Earl Jones on the plane, and they are flying en route to nuclear strike Russia.
Yeah.
So that's the set. I mean, that's the 3 storylines that are going. 2 of those storylines star Peter Sellers in 2 different roles in one of those storylines.
Right. And he was actually
He was gonna be.
He was going to be Slim Pickens' role as Kong.
It's Kong.
Major Kong, but he hurt his ankle or
That
something, and he couldn't maneuver around in that cockpit
That
area.
would have made
really?
a lot of sense too. Like you have one Sellers character,
Right.
in each.
I think he could have easily pulled it
No,
off.
but there's 2 Sellers characters
But-
in the war room.
But Slim
That's true.
Pickens, you know, the thing is, what do people remember
Well,
from
it all
this
can-
movie?
Is him riding the bomb.
Slim Pickens
course.
riding the bomb.
I mean,
This made his career.
They parody this on The Simpsons.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Everything.
It's iconic. Yeah, that
Yeah.
scene of him rodeo riding that bomb.
Every time you see any kind of like montage of like Turner Classic Movies commercial, it's always that thing, you know.
Yep. It should be. Mein Führer,
Oh man.
I can walk.
Oh man. So here's how the story
Might be
opens.
sometimes.
There's a General Ripper. He's played by
Ernest Borgnine.
no, it's not Ernest. Fake Ernest Borgnine. Sterling Hayden.
Sterling Hayden.
And so he calls up his main officer in charge. He's like, "Hey, we're going on red alert. We are sending the boys out to do code R."
They were already on exercise in the air, and he did Plan R. He set in motion Plan R.
Plan R, which was to sneak attack Russian nuclear sites. And so he locks down the whole Air Force base. He tells everybody, we're on red alert. America's been sneak attacked. And if anybody shows up here, they're enemy soldiers trying to get in.
And give me your radios.
And get rid of your radios.
Now, Bill, you say Plan R is a real thing.
No, I'm not saying it's a real thing, dickhead. Don't lead like that. Plan R is not a thing.
Plan R is not a thing, people.
Plan R is not a thing, but I will say that there are people do fuck up. I will tell you this. After I left, like soon after, when I was here in Texas, actually, I was stationed here, they actually had a live nuke. It was on the news. They were transporting a live nuke from Minot to Barksdale.
Where's
Louisiana.
Barksdale? Okay.
Louisiana.
And they were talking
caught.
about it on the news?
Yeah, and they got caught, and everybody got fired. Everybody got fired.
Wait. The military?
Yeah.
They weren't supposed to be doing that.
No.
Then who was doing it?
No, the military did it, and they got canned for it.
Was it like
and
a
there's
general?
no way you could do that.
Is
by
this
accident.
like a General Ripper situation now?
It wasn't. No.
Was it a goof?
I don't know that. I don't know the motivation for it. I don't know what was happening and why they did it. But I will say that it happened, and it's not. It cannot happen by accident because I know the procedures. There's no way that you can let that happen. We see when the live nuke goes on a bomber, and we watch them. They practice putting it on, and they practice right away pulling it back off.
So you're saying it happened on purpose?
It had to.
Because it can't happen.
But I don't know why they were motivated
who's
to do it.
Who's the conspiracy theorist now?
No, it's not a conspiracy theory. It happened. There's a difference. There's a difference. They got canned for it, and they should, because there's no everybody in that chain should have got fired, and they did.
He's absolutely right.
Was there maybe a reason as to want to fire that? Like a reason
they didn't
outside
fire
of that?
anything. They just transported it to another weapon station.
Get rid of those people is what I'm saying.
Yes, there's plenty good reasons.
No, I mean before the whole nuclear situation. Did anyone have it out for those?
Question.
Did anyone have it out for those guys for any reason to get them out?
No.
You know what I'm saying? Okay.
No, because they have to give the green light on everything. Even from any time a nuke moves, they have to green light everything. Everything. When it comes out of a weapons storage area, when it comes onto the vehicles, when it goes transported across the flight line, when it gets put up on the planes, when it comes back down, when it goes back, when it gets put back in storage. All of that is on video. All of that is greenlit by all the command chain. And there's no way they could have done that without people knowing.
Okay.
Period. No way. And so
I'm on Team Bill on this one.
And they fucked up. And they actually got canned. So
right.
Wing commander and all.
Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah.
He's out the door. Fuck you, Freddie.
Okay, so
but look it up. It was like
based on everything you just said, how can you kind of relate that example back to Dr. Strangelove?
Well, in Dr. Strangelove, what I love about it is, like you said, the personalities. Like George C. Scott is so fucking great. Peter Sellers is great. Every character actor in it, that's really it is. It's a character ensemble. It's 3 different stories happening simultaneously, and they cut back and forth. Every one of them's fucking entertaining.
And
as hell.
I pointed this out as we were watching. It was like every scene, even if you were to just take that scene out and put it isolated on its own, it'd still be fucking hilarious.
Right.
It's like a sketch in and of itself, but all the sketches are tied together by this crazy Cold War comedy plot.
Yeah, the discussions with Ripper and Mandrake. It just sitting there, just like you and me, I'm feeding you the Browns, you and me against the world, that kind of shit. And then the story with the alcohol, I only drink wood grain alcohol and rainwater.
So the guy who's
Ripper's my favorite.
The guy who's the general who's doing all this is a crazy person who couldn't get a boner, so he assumed that the commies were fluoridating the water supply and everything. What?
Yeah,
the fuck, Bobby.
Fucking, of course they are.
You fucking moron. You are General Ripper.
I know.
That's why I'm glad you don't have any power.
Do you realize they're listening to you right now?
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
Good.
At least you know.
That's why he doesn't try to
Knowing's half the battle.
Yeah. So the whole movie is Mandrake, one of Peter Sellers' character, British fella, trying to talk down the crazy general, and a full-scale, all-out war is breaking out on that airfield while the soldiers that are not, under his command are trying to get in and stop this nuclear attack from happening. It's spectacular. What's their motto that's all over the place?
Peace is our profession.
It's very Orwellian.
While there's gunshots and explosions, big signs that say peace is our profession.
Well, and there's a lot of jokes like that, like the Russians when they're like, when were you going to announce this? Dr. Strangelove's like, well, it doesn't it's not a
We'll
fear
get to
deterrent.
that. We'll get to that.
But the joke being that they were going to announce it at the next conference.
we'll get to that.
We don't have to get really super linear with this conversation because.
Oh, fine. You know what? Fuck me. Go ahead, Bill.
I'm done.
Fuck you, Bobby.
No,
Fuck
pick it up.
you, Bill.
Fuck you, pork chop moon man, fuckface.
I'm just saying we don't have to be stringent on that. Let the conversation go.
Okay, you're
Let's
right.
be fluid, bodily fluid.
Yeah, let's be real moist.
Yeah, let's be rainwater.
Real I drink just rainwater and grain alcohol.
You ever seen a Ruski drink water, Mandrake?
So the scene with Mandrake.
Dude, all the commie shit is so fucking great.
I love how they say
George C. Scott.
Ruskies.
Yeah,
Ruskies.
Ruski's commie. It's an atheist commie plot.
You know, well, nowadays, I mean, for a while there, like after the 80s and the 90s, like Russia was, after the year 2000, like Russia was okay. You know, once 9/11 happened, Russia was okay.
Gorbachev.
Yeah.
As soon as Gorbachev.
Apparently, Gorbachev was kind of a dove. Like he didn't want to.
Right. Gorbachev was it.
Yeah.
The shit
Gorbachev and
stopped.
Reagan. Like I mean,
the wall came down.
Yeah, it came down, and
that's how old I am. By the way, I was in Germany when that shit happened.
That's a victory, man, as far as I'm concerned.
It was.
For who?
We won the Cold War.
A bloodless war, though.
Yeah,
like,
we won the Cold War. Deterrence.
I mean, everyone won because nobody really got.
So
hurt.
wait, because
Other than
Gorbachev,
proxies.
like, so in the Russians' mind was like Gorbachev like a bitch.
I don't think Gorbachev was interested in being the guy that fucking, set shit off or was a part of that.
But they do now.
And Reagan and him, I mean,
but it was falling apart. I mean,
Right.
I went to East Berlin. I went through Russia when it was shit.
Mm-hmm.
No, not Russia. Sorry, East Germany. East Germany and
pre-wall.
Yeah, pre-wall.
You were in the military then?
Yes,
before the wall came down.
Yeah, 88. I was in Germany, and 89 is when it came down.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was fucking terrible. So like it's like the reverse of Wizard of Oz, right? When she's in Kansas and she goes to Oz, flip that shit. So you're like, it's all colorful, and all of a
then you're
sudden,
in Kansas.
boom, you hit that,
I'm
and
in
it's
Kansas.
like everything's gray
and black
dim.
and white Kansas. Right?
Everything's either like
communist
brown,
Kansas.
like dirt brown or gray.
Yeah,
really.
With bullet holes. Like they still had bullet holes in all their fucking facilities, all their buildings, everything. Dude, it was a wreck. They didn't have anything. That's the other thing. I had money. My money, $1 gave me 2 German marks. 2 German marks gave me 22 East German marks, but I couldn't trade it back. So when I was over there, I had $60 worth of American money. I couldn't spend it all because there was nothing to buy.
Communism sounds fucking awesome.
And
though.
I gave a tip of like $40
really cool.
If
to
you're a
this lady,
capitalist visiting.
and she thought I wanted to marry her or something.
Right.
Just because I couldn't spend it, I was like, "Here, take it. I gotta go. I gotta get back on the bus."
So listen, this fucking cockamamie bullshit story.
Get the gold
What the
subscription.
fuck's this got to do with Strangelove, man?
What were we talking about?
No, we were talking about the commie stuff and how bad it was in Germany and in Russia, and why Gorbachev basically said, "Fuck it, we're done," because this sucks. My people don't have shit. This is awful. We're not winning. All our money's going to defense, and we're not doing anything. We're just buying more missiles for what? For deterrent, and it was just dumb. And he saw it.
Now let's talk about another very important character in this movie, played by George C. Scott.
Yes, Buck Turgidson.
That's right, Shug.
The names in this movie are really top notch.
Say your prayers.
I mean, turgid is like a word for like strong. Like you're like your dick gets turgid when it's engorged with blood, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
Do you use that
There's
all
all
the time?
kinds of sexual
yeah.
innuendos.
You
Right.
use it on
Merkins.
Face man, or
You
was
use
it
it
face?
on your it was face man. Right, but you use that term on women, right?
Oh yeah,
Hey,
turgid.
I'm turgid.
I'm
like
turgid.
Yeah,
I'm turgid like a board.
But
like a
Turgidson,
veiny
yeah, he's a
board.
good guy. Gum loves gum.
He loves gum. That's his kind of
Counted about like
tick.
20 pieces of gum throughout the movie.
And there's one scene where he eats like 5 pieces of gum within like a
Back to
3
back
minute
to back to back to
3 minute
back.
period.
Showing all the empty wrappers all over the desk.
I was amazed
Well,
there's
that's
nobody
what's fun too
smoking.
because he's a relatively calm, cool, collective leader type, but you can tell he's just fucking anxious through the whole movie because he's just chewing on that fucking gum.
He's just a character.
Yeah,
And he's great.
What do you
Screwing
mean? He's just a character. You
No,
don't
he's
think
a
that in
great
his regular day he's like a tough guy?
I'm sure he is. He was a tough guy then.
yeah.
He was pretty tough.
But you can see him cracking through all that gum chewing.
Well, I mean, if that was your
Well,
job,
I mean, come on.
well, imagine
He's
this.
supposed to be the chief staff of the Air Force, and he's now basically one of his men has launched World War III, or
Yeah.
the
It's
apocalypse.
incredibly uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's a bad
Even
situation.
for the most stoic of men.
And he kept his cool pretty well. If he just chewing gum, he's holding it together.
No, yeah.
I was amazed there's nobody smoking in the war room.
There was.
Oh, there was. Yeah.
Dr.
Strangelove
Strangelove
was smoking the whole time. That's right. There
We're
wasn't
gonna
as
have to
much.
cut that shit out.
All right. Can't have that in the
Smoking?
2024 release.
Oh, Jesus
I'm talking about what you just said because you were wrong.
What?
There's no smoking in this movie.
How
There's
often?
lots of smoke.
I know.
Look, Ripper's smoking right there. He smoked a cigar
He
the
smoked a
entire
cigar
movie.
the whole movie, right,
The
yeah.
entire movie. The best. One of the
Ripper
best
didn't always
shot,
have it lit, though.
the best shot, and Bobby you mentioned it, was that below shot of Ripper standing there, sitting there all menacing, and it's all shadows.
It's like as if you
and
were
the
like,
cigar.
it's if your face was in his lap, just looking
right,
up.
almost,
right.
yeah. Like, and
What do they call his rank?
he's a general. He's a
But
brigadier general.
what are those things called on your
Ribbons?
Your ribbons. It's lined up like perfectly with that fucking the bottom of the frame.
That's Kubrick. That's Kubrick shit right there.
You say that, but Kubrick left that shit with George C. Scott tripping and doing the tumble,
But you know what happened was that happened, and he just went with it.
and it was great.
And he went with it. It was great. And they're like, we got to leave that in.
They
Like,
left with the Russian ambassador laughing at Dr. Strangelove. They left that in.
Man, it's.
I wouldn't think Kubrick would let that.
So
slide.
who's the best character in this movie?
I don't know. There's a lot.
There's a lot.
I'm a Ripper guy.
You're
You like-
Ripper.
you
guy.
like
Yeah,
Ripper.
Ripper is
Yeah,
great.
I-
Ripper is great. He's great.
It's my favorite Peter Sellers is the kind of the guy that has to deal with Ripper.
Mandrake.
Mandrake, yeah. But I mean, that's a really hard question.
Yeah.
George C. Scott's fucking amazing.
Amazing. He's
Are we
amazing.
missing? I feel like we're missing one other like standout performance in this movie.
No.
Slim Pickens.
It's Slim Pickens.
Yeah, we mentioned him.
George
Okay.
C. Scott, Peter Sellers, and Ripper.
So if you like George C. Scott and you like Peter Sellers, this is a
And
good
there's that
movie
guy
for
from
you.
Conan.
Yeah, the Barbarian.
Oh,
Thulsa Doom.
James
Thulsa
Earl,
Doom, yeah.
James Earl Jones.
James Earl, Robert Earl Keen.
Yeah, I think he was the bombardier.
Yeah. We have Mufasa.
This is CNN.
Mufasa.
He's the one that says, "Where the hell's Major Kong?"
Yeah,
He's the one that has the mean Saint Bernard in his backyard in the Sandlot because he lives behind the junkyard.
Was that James Earl Jones in the Sandlot?
Yeah.
Wasn't he in Field of Dreams?
Yes, he was in Field of Dreams.
I'm tying it back
Now,
to your other
Field
shitty
of
episode
Dreams-
earlier.
In that?
Now, Adam,
Your Death Wish 3 episode.
when Kevin Costner's forced to go investigate this baseball
Dancing with Wolves,
adventure
right?
he's going on,
He Dances with Wolves.
something leads him to James Earl Jones because James Earl Jones is also a baseball fan. He's familiar with Shoeless Joe. I don't know. I haven't seen that movie in a long, long time.
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones, star of Field of Dreams, is in Doctor Strangelove.
Lion King.
in The Lion King.
In the Sandlot.
listeners will remember Lion King.
And Ray Liotta. Ray Liotta wasn't in Doctor Strangelove.
And Coming to America.
Oh, yeah.
So let's just,
He was the
yeah,
dad.
boys, let's just name off all the James Earl Jones movies.
That's important.
A New Hope, Star Wars, A New Hope.
Was he in that?
Empire Strikes, but
Oh,
he
he
does the
was all
voice.
those. He was
He
the
does the
voice.
voice.
Yeah.
It's not he's not in the suit, but
This one's
So who's more, who's more Darth Vader, David Prowse or James Earl Jones?
James Earl Jones.
But he was just the voice, man.
Exactly.
What about the stoic figure, the physical acting? Prowse, bro, Prowse.
He's great, but it's not the most unobtainable performance.
Unobtainium.
Unobtainium. The fuck is that from? Is that from Avatar?
Yeah.
Unobtainium,
So
like
stupid.
it's so fucking
Strangelove.
dumb.
Clever, man.
Strangelove is a
clever.
satire. That is dumb.
Right.
It's
That is
dumb.
just dumb.
Right.
It's dumb. I don't mind
dumb,
stupid
speaking
movies,
dumb.
but I don't like fucking dumb shit, you know?
I do. Well, it's got to be fun dumb. It's got to be fun dumb, right? Like we were just talking about.
And full of cum.
What's
Young, dumb, and full of cum.
Jesus.
That's how I like them.
We just went back to the 80s.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. No, we
James Earl
weren't.
Jones
James
is a
Earl
great actor. Everyone loves him. He's in so many great movies, so many great roles. He's also in Doctor Strangelove or How He Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb.
Or Red Alert.
Also known based on Red Alert, which was a novel.
And he did the screenplay. He was part of the screenplay, and he wrote it.
And rumor has it that Kubrick and some other guy that wrote Strangelove adapted it from Red Alert, where they were supposed to kind of make a straight-faced.
I mean,
Oh
it
yeah.
says-
They were trying to play it
It
as
says in the credits that it's based on the book of Red
Yeah, it
Alert.
is.
Right, but
Yeah.
Red Alert was not nearly as silly.
No. Red Alert is a straight movie. It's
Yeah.
not. It's played for real.
Right.
But yeah, this is. But it takes it and makes it absurd.
Yeah.
But
that
it
was. I
still
don't think
is
that was
absurd.
the original assignment.
No.
That's all I'm saying.
Right. Totally agree. Just like The Shining.
Right.
We
Which
just
is
took
better
some
than the book.
took some liberties.
Right. I
don't know, actually. That's hard.
I would love to see the plants come to life. That would have been cool. Anyway.
No, dude. No, you saw that on the TV one.
No, that TV one was
shit.
terrible.
The guy from
I'm not talking about
Wings.
that. I mean, done well.
Wings Hauser?
If they had the fucking things come to life in The Shining.
No, not back then. Yeah,
They were terrible.
No, they could have done it. They could have done it with like animatronics or something.
Nah, dude. If they had claymation in The fucking Shining, it would have been dog shit, bro.
Not claymation.
No,
I said animatronics.
What are you, retarded?
Do you think Kubrick's going to use animatronics?
What are you? You know,
Why not?
Mongoloid. He was a Mongoloid.
Why can't say that word?
Now that you say Kubrick using animatronics,
say Mongo or
that's
Jeffy.
actually very interesting.
Right. Because he could. A plant is easy to do animatronics on, right? Because
Yeah.
you can hide a lot of
You
shit.
can hide a lot of shit.
A plant?
Yeah, like a
like
shrub.
The hedge made
It was hedges.
animals.
They
It
came to
wasn't a
life.
hedge made
Like,
in the book.
yeah, you know, you're right. You look at Little Shop of Horrors. That was
That was amazing.
That was Frank Oz.
That was fantastic.
Speaking
that
of
was
movies
like
that
a Muppet,
didn't-
basically a Muppet.
The alternate ending for that movie should have stayed.
What is the alternate ending for that movie, Bill?
All the
The
fucking
nuclear
plants.
holocaust.
No, all the plants. No, they ate Seymour, ate his girlfriend, and then took over the world.
Yeah, that's what
Like
it is.
big kaiju.
Nice.
They were huge kaiju stomping through the city.
Did they have it recorded?
Yes, I have it on my DVD.
Bringing
It's
it back
great.
to,
Like, you can put it on YouTube. You can check it out. It's like 15 minutes of just destruction.
15 minutes?
Yeah, it's long. There's a song. There's a song that's not even on the soundtrack. It's in that scene.
Bringing it back to
You heard it here
global
first, folks.
catastrophe
great.
and crises. Doctor Strangelove.
95
or-
minutes. It doesn't seem like it, right?
No.
Seems longer.
I think it,
does,
seems
but
shorter.
it's because it's so epic.
Because it's so entertaining. I think it feels like about 45 minutes.
Well, it seems like it's longer only because of what it is about.
Well, here's
and
a question I have
got up
for you,
and made
boys.
like 4 cocktails, too.
You did.
Here's a question for you. What apocalypse would you prefer? A nuclear holocaust via doomsday device, a la Dr. Strangelove, or a giant plant kaijus as of Little Shop of Horrors alternate ending?
If you're going to die either way, I think a giant plant thing would be more interesting.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd definitely go with the giant plants.
I don't know. Getting eaten just, I mean.
It sounds awful, right?
A flash
Real
of like
terrifying.
boom. Before you can even say, what's that? You'd be dead.
I would much rather get destroyed in a close range nuclear blast than be eaten alive.
Yeah, I would
by
not want to be
anything.
one of those like 90 miles away. My flesh is slowly pouring off.
Let's say we're survivors, though.
Okay.
Well,
Doomsday.
you'd rather have doomsday? Because there's nothing left after that, I guess.
I would start the mine shaft gap.
Okay, let's talk about the mine shaft gap.
Yeah, that theory lasted all of 2 minutes. Like the very last few minutes of the movie, like they went into a cold war about mine shafts, like quick.
Real quick with a quickness.
Like, well, it's that theory we can work, and everybody's talking about all the military and all the high government can have their way with 10 women each. That's nice.
So the contingency plans after. So here's what happens, right? These bombers are on the run to Russia, and the American president's like, "Oh shit, we can't stop them. We got to call Russia and like apologize to Russia." And they call Russia, and great scene. The president, Merkin Muffley, is on the phone with the Russian premier,
a drunk Russian premier.
And it's all just Peter Sellers talking on the phone to nobody. And it's brilliant. But at the end of the day, it turns out that Russia just set up a doomsday device so that if anything is nuked in Russia, it'll automatically basically nuke the planet.
Right.
And then they bring in Dr. Strangelove, a wheelchair-bound, one leather-gloved Oppenheimer reformed Nazi, quote-unquote reformed Nazi who heads things for the United States and makes a point of mentioning, as you said before, Bill, what's the point of a doomsday weapon if you don't tell anybody about it?
Right.
And what's Russia say to him?
He says, we were going to announce it at the next conference.
On Monday. We're going to announce it on Monday.
He likes surprises, right?
It's so good.
And this is how the world is destroyed.
Right. It's all a bunch of it's human folly, right? That's all it is.
Folly.
That's the point of the movie. Is like we are going to be the end of ourselves from stupidity.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is a great doomsday movie because really nobody else in the world knows that they're all about to be destroyed.
Right.
Nobody knows.
Right.
There's not panic in the streets.
Not even the guys in the war room.
There's a war room, and there's the general who caused it all to happen. And that's the whole story.
Right. And he dies before the Doomsday.
Now, the original ending, they were going to have the Russians and the Americans have a pie fight.
Yeah, I heard about that. That was weird.
I think they actually filmed it, too.
I think they did, but there's no way that would have gone over well. I don't think so.
I mean, he's like, just in case you didn't notice this was a comedy,
right?
We're going to end it with a pie fight.
I think that was kind of the idea of abandoning the pie fight.
I think that's like a fourth wall kind of break. I think they're trying to do.
You notice, though, in the war room, there is a huge line of pies and other foods. Like, there's
lots of food. Yeah,
it was there.
Buffet. As you call it.
Buffet.
Yeah.
Man, I want to work. Do they have like buffets like that in the war room?
No,
they have a craft
they
table?
can. I mean, it
Craft
depends
services?
on. Oh yeah, we could easily get.
Catering.
I mean, we have it. No, we have our own
Chinese takeout.
Caviar?
No, we have units that
Lobster.
make
It's like
food.
caviar.
We have cooks.
They give you like
cooks.
MRDs.
MREs.
Oh, MREs. suck,
So
dude.
gross. They're expensive, too.
Yeah,
The fuck
and
are
you
they
know what else?
expensive? Who's trying to buy Why are you trying to buy MREs?
If
Who
you
knows
eat
the
those,
prices of them?
if you eat those one meal, you know how many calories are in that thing?
3,000?
Over 3,000. Yeah.
Wow.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
So it's not good for you.
You can be a fat.
Really?
Yeah. If you're not busting your ass, climbing hills, and
I was gonna say,
running for your life,
there's a reason for it.
right? Then the MREs are not for you.
Wow.
Because
I
they are
fattened up on MRE.
they
Like
are
those fat
fattening.
militia guys, I just eat MREs. He's
That's
like
right.
huge.
You sure do.
I used to get them for lunch sometimes.
This tactical
Fucking
vest was
gross.
designed for an orca whale.
They've gotten a lot better.
I like the
will
little
tell you,
tiny
they've gotten a lot better.
Tabascos. The little tiny Tabascos are in there usually.
Why the fuck do you know what are in MREs, Bobby?
Dude, we had MREs growing up. Sometimes my dad had a bunch of military buddies. He's like, "Here, Bobby, you want an MRE? It's pretty cool."
His dad was what's his name? The Family Ties guy in Tremors.
Yeah.
No, he was. He's Walter from The Big Lebowski.
And your mom was Reba McEntire.
I wish.
Yeah, I'd bang your mom.
So Bobby is turning into the Family Ties guy.
Yeah, for sure.
Fuck yeah.
Wait till I break out my 50 cal.
I mean, look at the hat. Look at the glasses right now.
Is this supposed to be some sort of slight?
No, it's an intervention.
It's not.
It's a doomsday intervention.
I'm not saying to stop. You keep doing what you're doing, Bobby. I love it. I love watching it happen.
You're not going to stop.
I
me
do
from
it, but I do it a lot more subtly than you do. I think.
Mr. Solar Panels.
Yeah, solar panels. Yeah, chickens.
Yeah,
chickens.
Well, that's the thing too.
I got pecan trees.
And I'm not trying to ask the question you told me to stop.
Apple trees.
But I know a lot of veterans that they know how bad shit can get.
Everybody does if you do a little research.
Right.
We are. We were just talking about this earlier. We are easily one step away from chaos.
Yeah. We always kind of are, though.
We can be at any time. If the grid goes down for any reason more than a day, people are going to go ape shit.
Wow.
They're all fucked. Yeah, all morality goes out the fucking window.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely see that. But do you think at some point, look at what was the hurricane in Houston a few years ago?
The one where the preacher shut his doors.
Yeah, that fucking asshole.
Osteen, yeah.
But there was a lot of citizen.
What would Jesus do?
There was a lot of citizen organization to help people and shit. There was
right,
the
for sure.
and stuff like that.
And I think that would eventually work itself out.
Right.
I think
there would be mass chaos for at least a week or two.
Exactly. People freaking out because their life is not what it used to be.
Right.
And then they adapt.
Yeah.
Everybody adapts.
Because if you don't, you die.
And not only that, but what made us separate from other creatures on this planet? We adapt, and that's what we do.
Other creatures adapt.
It's
no, but I mean, not we modified our environment.
We can intentionally create reasons to adapt, I guess.
Right. We can be lazy.
Technology.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All this shit that we're doing even now, right now. I wouldn't have ever thought of this when I was a kid.
We're on the radio now. Right. We're on the talkies.
Yeah.
We're on the talkies, boys.
Dude, I would have never thought that this would have existed.
Yeah.
A fucking cell phone that's got everything
and you can't
want.
even anticipate what the next
I'm one of those
40
memes,
years.
I drank water out of a hose when I was a kid.
Yeah. I love
I did too. It was great.
Yeah.
I guess what I was saying is in the 70s there were so many things that nobody fucking gave a shit about that they give a shit about now.
The world seems slower.
Does it?
Now?
I feel like oh yeah, because information moves so fast now.
Right. Now, with technology, you're expected, at work, for example, shit that I would have responded to in 2 weeks, I have to respond to in an hour.
I'm already
Shit like that.
I'm already feeling the boomer come on too. Like,
I mean, but it's.
I'm always like, how do you do this on this fucking spreadsheet?
But it's wisdom, and it's also, but it's also, you get comfortable in what and it's about comfort, like you were just talking about.
Your hard drive gets full.
Right.
Like,
As adults,
I don't want to fucking learn about new music. I don't fucking care.
Not only that, but you've gone through experiences where new shit came along and it was shit. Right. And you're like, well, why did I waste that time?
A lot.
Right. Why did I waste my time on that? I'll wait till this shit really takes off.
Oh wait, Black Sabbath Sabotage is still an album. I'll listen to that.
Right.
Go fuck yourself.
But I love
Yola Tango.
Music is still music. I love music. I always love music. There's always good music.
Just use
all right,
art's great.
Well, let's say this.
Not the point, boys.
Let's say
We're
this. Let's bring this back to Dr. Strangelove.
Well, get off your fucking phone, goddammit.
Fine.
I think the appeal of Dr. Strangelove is timeless, and it's legitimately funny. Not just like old movie Stooges funny. It's like brilliantly funny.
Mm-hmm.
And if it came out today, I think it would be just as brilliantly funny.
Shit right here. Watching fucking Dr. Strangelove and his fucking hand.
His hand,
dude. That is all fucking Three Stooges right there. That's straight out of like Evil Dead 2, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was saying, I don't think you would have Mel Brooks. And granted, the producers is kind of he was still a comedian at this time. Don't get me wrong, but like Mel Brooks style movies, I think are drawn a lot from Dr. Strangelove.
Well, all that was around the same time.
Airplane, things like that.
Yeah, Airplane maybe. But see, Mel Brooks was right on it was Sid Caesar, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm talking old shit now.
Yeah, it's like radio shit.
But Peter Sellers was part of the Goon Squad.
That's true.
And they were an early comedy troupe in England, right? They kind of fostered the Monty Python, right? Yeah. So that was kind of the hierarchy. That's how it kind of went the lineage. Right. And the same way where Mel Brooks was with Sid Caesar on our show of shows and all that. Milton Berle was right before them, Jack Benny, all that. So yeah, I mean, it's there. It's all really close. This stuff, everybody artistically takes from each other.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm not saying the intention, like Mel Brooks wasn't like, I'm going to homage Strangelove. It's just like, it's just how we, evolve in the genres. Like we take from previous generations and kind of.
Right. I remember when Airplane came out, everybody was like, man, it's just so like quick. The humor was like boom, 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 boom.
Gentlemen, I think we've said everything we can really say
about. You can do some deep cuts, motherfucker.
Gentlemen, I think we said everything we need to say about Dr. Strangelove.
I haven't.
It's great. Well,
anything to send us off with before we wrap this up? Because you've been in my house for a good 4 hours at this point.
Where the hell is Pork Chop Moon Man?
What?
Major Kong.
I'm right here.
Okay. Major Pain with Demon Wings.
Sloppy Nobby Bobby.
So what else did you have to say? Did you have anything else to say about Strangelove? You freaking.
No, not really.
I think we all recommend it. I think that if you've made it this far in the episode, you should have. If you hadn't seen it, you should have turned it off.
I'm amazed we finally did a Kubrick movie on here.
All right, I think all three of us recommend Dr. Strangelove. Any final thoughts on it?
It's a good one.
I wish Kubrick wasn't dead.
I think that wraps it up.
You listen to the Not For Everyone podcast.
Fox and Sons Coffee.
It's for me.
It's for him.
It's for
Fox and Sons is for everybody. Whether you have sons or you have foxes or you don't.
And I had some.
You did.
It's great.
It's delicious. It's fantastic. It's like an orgy of goodness in your mouth. And if you want an orgy in your mouth, I definitely recommend Fox and Sons Coffee. Maybe they're not going to like this ad so much. It's fine.
We're fading you out right now.
So buy it on their website, foxandsons.com, promo code NFE. Get you some coffee, sons.
All right.
Are you done?
I thought keep going.
I need to go to the bathroom. I want to smoke.
I was going to say, I thought you could